Hey, everybody, I'm Mike.
I'm Bob.
I'm Tim.
And I'm Andrew.
Yes.
And this is the Board Game Rundown. Welcome to Whiskey Wednesday. We've got repeat guest, designer, tabletop submarine co-host, Andrew Stiles in the house. Andrew, it is always a pleasure to have you, sir.
Welcome me back. I really appreciate it. It's great to be back with you guys. And then also, just a little add-in, I have also joined the cast of Dice Camera Action. So that's the podcast where we pair movies and a board game together. We talk about both. I'm on that sometimes, not a lot because I'm too busy, but that's a great podcast with my buddy Matt Cousineau.
Ooh, I am jealous. All right, I must check that one out because I am definitely the resident movie nerd on the channel. So that is definitely my bag, baby.
And if you're into horror films, that is Matt's bag. So like he does more horror films than does any other film on the podcast. So if you're into that, definitely pick that up.
Yep, that is definitely me. But you know what you should also pick up? From 25th Century Games. Yeah. Oh my goodness. You've got another one coming out. Let's quit talking about old crap, right? This is like ancient history now. What's your new one coming out, Andrew?
So we just finished the Kickstarter for Garden Club and Pedal. And that's going to be available for purchase at Gen Con this year. So I'm very excited about that.
Nice.
Garden Club is the big version, and then Pedal is like the little travel-sized kind of a little bit more price point friendly and a little bit easier to grab real quick, just a grab and go kind of game. But both those are available for Gen Con this year, and they'll be coming to backers pretty shortly as well. And then also Digging for Dinos is going straight to retail.
Yes.
That is coming out in about a week or two. Still not exactly locked in the dates. I thought we were, and then I'm not sure anymore. So dates and releases are always so hard.
It is, but what wonderful publisher was wise enough to sign your games there, sir?
Well, that would be 3WS, and I have to say that Gugliano was truly the driving force behind signing that game, and I'm ever so thankful that he could see the skill and the actual depth behind the game. And most publishers kind of said, it's fine, it's cute, but we're going to pass on it. He really believed in it and championed it, and I'm really thankful for that.
Well, the full 42 are definitely going to get their flowers tonight while we're talking about Origins. So
for sure.
This is just the first of many. So right on, man. That's always great. And again, well-deserved for you because I do think that, if Wine Cellar is even just a hint of what you have in store for us, I just cannot wait to see what else is. And I kind of have seen some of this stuff, but I can't wait for everybody else to see what's coming.
Right. Also, I have to mention real quickly that 3 Tricky Pigs is still available to purchase. So you can go ahead and grab that if you want to. Just do a search for it. I think it's available a couple different places, and you can also go to Baron John Games. He's got a couple copies left. And that's not nearly as old and musty as Wine Cellar is now. So you should still. Well, Wine Cellar is aging properly, right? Like it is. Cellar, it's getting better with age.
That's right.
It was up for Origins Gateway Game of the Year. It did not win.
Rigged.
It was up for the award. It was nominated. That's kind of good enough for me. And I'm seeing all these great people in the chat too saying howdy. So good to see everybody.
Yeah, we should say hey to Sam, and I saw Die, and
we got the Rossies, Jazz.
Yeah.
Good to see you guys. Good to see you all in person as well.
I was going to say it was great to see them recently. Yeah.
What you drinking on, Andrew?
This would be a 1792 mixed with Coke Zero, caffeine free, which is a really nice beverage and a little bit of lime on top. So it's a Cuba Libre, but I guess it's got bourbon, so it's a Kentucky Libre. I'm not
okay.
It's pretty damn tasty.
I think 17 to 92 is the age range on Bob's Tinder profile that he's open to dating. Come on, that was a good one, Bob.
That was funny.
My friend, you never know where
you never know.
Your soulmate comes from.
Sweet 72-year-old sugar mama.
That's
they might be closer to that soul part than the mate part, but it is.
Speaking of
fancy bottle of Woodward Reserve. Andrew was nice enough to give it to me.
Oh,
Bob,
yeah,
if you put that bottle in my hands, it would look like a regular fifth
Regular
of
size bottle.
Woodford
That's
Reserve.
right.
it would. It would. That is true.
That's a great choice, Andrew. 1792 is really good stuff. I'm a fan.
I've been
Well,
traveling down the Monk's Road again this week,
uh,
so it's all right. I've had worse. It's fine.
That's not a ringing endorsement.
No,
It's
I
fine.
mean, it's fine. I went like one shelf higher for it,
Okay.
and there's other ones that were on that shelf that I've had before that I like better. Right, like the Field of Dreams small batch is really good. I had that. That's a similar range. You know, I didn't see one I really liked that we had recently, Bob, was that Straight Edge.
Yes, I
Bourbon.
want to find a bottle of that.
Yeah, that was really good.
It was really good.
What's up, Kevin? Good to see you.
Hey,
Hey, my
Evan,
buddy Kevin.
Hey.
In the hotel. There you go.
Very nice.
Nice.
good for him, man.
Well
That's
done.
awesome.
I am over here drinking one of my favorites, Russell's Reserve 10-year. 10-year, by the way, not the age range for my Tinder profile.
Thank
So,
God.
Thank God.
Oof.
Not bailing you out again.
Well,
Yeah.
my wife, the bourbon connoisseur, endorses your Russell Reserve pig. She likes that one.
Yeah, that's
There you go.
good stuff. That's kind of one of those that good price point, really solid
Good value.
bourbon. It's like one I could drink all the time if I
Well,
had to.
your wife chose you. She clearly has good taste. So yeah, that worked out.
Yeah. I
That
don't
worked
taste
out.
nearly as good as the bourbon does. But
That's-
she's still picked anyway, so that's fair.
I will take your word for it.
By the way,
Oh,
for those who
man.
don't know Kevin Levy, he is an incredible engineer and game designer. And so if you ever get a chance to play test his stuff, jump on that chance.
He's got some stuff coming, or a big game coming from Tin Robot that I am really excited to see. Because when I saw it, it was a different game that he was running around and pitching at Origins.
Mhm.
I think that was our first Origins, or at least my first Origins that I had went to.
I think so.
So what a memorable experience that was.
Yeah, we had Kevin on the show probably about 2 months ago. So good times, good stuff.
So-
And he showed us some of the things he's printed, which is pretty bonkers.
Oh yeah. In
Yeah.
fact, he actually created a piece for digging for dinos that we're not going to end up using it, but basically it was an automatic flipper. So you could put your tile on it, and basically when you moved it, you picked it up, it would flip automatically to the other side and then put it back down. And then every time you lifted it, it flipped to the other side, back and forth and back and forth. And it was amazing, but realistically not really a good production choice. It would jump the cost of making the game by like an extra $6.
Oh, woof.
Yeah.
And that translates exponentially into the actual cost. Yeah.
Right. But I'm hoping at some point later on you'll put some aftermarket ones together that I could tell
That'd be
people
amazing.
to buy from him and have him make some money and add to the game. I think that would
Nothing wrong with a little Etsy shop, right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Oh, very nice, Chris. Very cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, I got to see Chris over at Origins as well. So we should I kind of want to get into this. I'm kind of champing at the bit to talk a little bit about Origins, because I want to talk a little bit more than just like the best games we played, which is like technically the list. I want to hear about like everyone's Origins experience, thoughts, you know, how was the show for you versus others? Because I've heard a lot of mixed, and I would say that even my own feelings are mixed, but I'm kind of interested in hearing what you guys got to say. Andrew, though, I want to hear from you first.
Okay.
Because you were there working and hustling and then squeezing in games while you could.
Yeah, I have to say from my perspective, I'm a little more behind the scenes than, you know, some people who are in front of the scenes or people who are just from the public going in, right? Like, so I got there on Wednesday and I was already meeting with publishers Wednesday night. I think I played a total of like 7 games the entire weekend that weren't play tests. So, I mean, there was a lot of play testing going on as well. I did a lot of play testing on Wednesday. But it was a lot of more networking, meeting and greeting, shaking hands, reestablishing connections, asking how they're doing, asking the publishers how I can support them, you know, for the games coming out and stuff like that. And then also getting some previews behind the scenes for stuff that's going to be released either at Gen Con or after Gen Con this year. There's a bunch of really cool Kickstarters coming out, which we'll be talking about later on as well, that just have barely not been announced yet. But this is kind of that show that Origins kind of ends up being that pre-Gen Con release thing where, like, things are not quite out there. Speaking of the full 42, there you go.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time with the game that's not quite out there yet.
Ooh, now
Hey,
I'm
wait
curious
a
which one,
minute.
but yeah.
Well, you know which one. It was the booth I was working. But
Oh,
I guess the Kickstarter is technically announced, but it's not out, like where you could, look at the Kickstarter and and stuff like that.
I'll throw one more thing out too about this is that I feel like this con, maybe more than others, is more of an eating and drinking con, right? Like I feel like this is the one where I don't feel bad about disappearing for an hour and a half, 2 hours to go have a meal somewhere and have like, really personal conversations. I don't feel like I have to hustle as much as I would at like a Gen Con or another big con or something like that, where I got to really touch every single person and get as much connection as I possibly can get. I got to like back up the throttle a little bit and go a little easier on this one. But I'm curious, how is it for you guys, the Board Game Rundown, going to get all the goody gets you can get?
Mike, I saw you the least, so why don't I hear about yours first?
I would say there was a lot less of grabbing goodies and review games, quite frankly. For me, it was just more about playing games with people I hadn't seen in a while or people I haven't played games with in a while. I met up with my very first board game group. I mean, I owe so much of like why I'm into the hobby to these guys. And I moved away from them, so I don't really get to game with them as much. But like 11, 12 years ago, like every new game came from those guys, and I see them at Origins probably about every year. So always a good time to run into those guys and play games. Play games with the Smiths from the Board Game Mechanics quite a bit. Love gaming with those guys.
They're pretty okay.
Yeah, pretty okay. I have to agree. Of course, it was great to see the Rossies. The only game I got to play with them was Tumbling Dice, unfortunately. But
that's a classic. I don't know where I was when you were playing that, but I missed out.
That was our nightcap the last 2 nights for sure, or probably longer. But yeah, I have to agree with this take here. They changed the layout of the vendor hall.
Yeah.
And it was confusing to me. Like some things sort of felt disconnected from other things. And I know they were trying to break up the monotony of just going down a straight line, turning around, and then going back a straight line. Their strategy was to subvert that. But it was weird because some of the booth numbers weren't actually even in the number that hangs above you. Like 1200's over there, so why is booth 1200 over here? That was weird to me, and I found some things hard to find because of that. So I definitely agree with the layout part. If I had to throw another piece of beef out there,
he's got props.
Why did they take the names off the badges?
Yeah.
Why? Yeah. If your name is on the box, I want to know it when I'm talking to you.
Right.
So that's what I look at. So at least like give us a backside to write our name in. Like some people were worried about privacy concerns, apparently is one of the reasons I heard why this went away. But give us an option to display a name. Like I don't think I think they underestimated how much people want to use that for networking purposes and all that. So
and then by turning it vertical, the badges don't fit.
The little ribbons.
The hanging things are up here, and then your badges don't fit. So I sat mine this way to put the media thing on there. Like, come on, what are we doing? Why are we reinventing the wheel of badges? Come on.
Also, since the badge you got was not actually tied to your ticket, ticketed events were a nightmare, apparently. So Normally
tougher.
they would scan your badge and then say, okay, you're at this event. And instead you had to pull up the app, get your badge number, and submit that to people. So you couldn't even just scan badges to get things.
Awful.
So, I think there's always pluses and minuses doing things a different way. They were trying something new. And as much as I respect the whole idea of privacy and stuff like that, you can just opt out. I would have been happier saying, like, listen, I would rather not have my first name on there, or I'd rather have my
Just
new
the first
name
name.
on there.
But you could
whatever.
put a pseudonym or something
That's
on
what I'm
there. You know what I
saying.
mean?
think
Yeah, I
that
agree.
would have been a better way to go about this process, especially if you're, like a media person with a one name, thing. You could have put that on there or something like that instead of your actual name if you wanted to go that way.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, frankly, as a media person, I need my name out there so that they know
Yeah.
that I'm, who I say I am.
Right.
I mean, I understand from like a 30,000-foot view, like what they were trying, but I do feel like it was a big whiff. Now, and I can deal with that if they don't whiff again next year. You know what I mean? If they whiff again next year, well, now you're just throwing good money after bad.
Well, I also think that this year, from what I heard, they did some different things as far as the organization of things goes. So the people who organized Gamma this year were not the people who organized Origins, because there was an exhaustion level of organizing one con and then another con almost directly after that. So they tried to spread it out a little bit more, have a little more people with hands involved. But whenever you bring new people in, they don't always make the same decision. So there was a little different continuation from what happened last year. But I think that that's also a learning experience for some new people, right? So I hope
you got to cut your teeth, right?
Got to get better.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I will not damn them for that, but I do think that it's only fair to kind of speak to the experience.
Right. And I think it's more a matter of how efficient we were versus did everything work, right? Because I feel like from people I talked to who were there just to enjoy the show and weren't part of the industry, they only noticed these things more than they didn't. It didn't really impact their experience dramatically, right? Like they noticed that the name was on there, but most of them didn't care because they just had a full show badge anyway. And if you're not somebody who's in the industry, I don't necessarily need to know Mary Jane's name. Like that's not that big a deal.
Yes. Well, now I will counterpoint. So as someone that was like teaching games all week, it's very nice to introduce myself and then give the other people at the table the opportunity to introduce themselves if they are inclined. Like I never never asked anybody their name, but usually when I would sit down to teach, I would introduce myself and then they would introduce themselves. And then that made for a more engaging demo and teach.
That's fair.
So, but again, not a requirement, right? But just because I would say 80% of the people said their name back to me. And I feel great about 100% of my teaches. So, you know what I mean? But between that and any time I went to hand somebody a ribbon, a little thing, they're like, oh, I don't have anywhere to put it. And I'm like, yeah, I know, it's a bummer. Bobby, what are some of your thoughts?
Well, kind of last thing first. The badge thing without the names on it, my thoughts on that are, well, one, nobody looked at me funny when I walked in day one as Karen, but I was able to get in there an hour early thanks to a friend. Other than that, though, I do think that they should offer the opportunity for people to, like when you sign up for your badge, to put like a nickname or display name, right? Put what you want on there, or just leave it blank and you can write something in if you want later on. Give people the option. That's probably the best way to go on that. I did not care for the zigzaggy lines. I want to be able to walk down an aisle. I want to walk up and down the rows so I can see everything.
Make sure you hit everything.
Yeah, Sam's booth. I never saw it until like day 3 was the first time I saw it because he was kind of in like a real weird like niche spot that like I never noticed it. And so
talking about around the stump, Sam?
Yeah. And so it's just like I don't like that. That's the nice thing about Origins, or I'm sorry, Gen Con, how you just have the nice rows. You walk up and down the rows, back and forth, and then you've seen the whole thing, right? And you're not like, oh, I missed this one weird nook around this corner where there was somebody at. Josh, I never saw Josh until the last day when you said, oh, yeah, he's down around this corner here on the end. And I was like, oh, Never went around that little corner right there.
I never saw Josh either. I went through several times looking for him.
Well, he was
Couldn't
actively
find that
dodging
booth.
you, Mike. That's why.
That's
No,
factual.
I know it's all the feet jokes for sure.
was.
But I spent a lot more time playing games, and not just teaching, which was nice. Although, I had to teach Forges of Ravenshire a few times, and then I got to play in the tournament because they didn't have as many people turn out for the tournament as they had hoped. But unfortunately, due to Sam's lackluster score in round 1, when I took over for him in round 2, even though I won, my combined score was not enough to beat the other guy. But it was fine. The dude was so excited though that he beat Sam by like 17 points, but I only beat him by like 13 points or something. So he was still able to get a legitimate first place. And so
you're supposed to let the guests.
Oh no, this dude was legit.
Scenario.
This is one of his favorite games. He plays it all the time. Like
okay.
Yeah. And he's like a content creator too. So I was like, Sam's like, beat this guy. And I was like, you got it.
All right. Hey, that's different. That's different. Okay.
Yeah.
I retract my statement. I agree with you.
But I mean, like during the teach, I wasn't playing like when I was just in the booth teaching, but this was like for the actual tournament thing. And so Sam's going to do like a big shield and put like the champions' names on them and whatnot. Nice. So yeah, that's going to be pretty cool.
Well, you do what you would want your name on that shield. I know.
Well, he did tell me he's going to put my name on there for 2025 for the first champion. And then,
nice.
And then he's going to put that dude on there for 2026. And then so like kind of moving forward, almost Stanley Cup style, right? Where he's just going to keep putting names on the shield.
That's great.
So that's pretty awesome. So looking forward to that.
It's almost as cool as signing a tumbling dice board when you win.
Almost.
As cool.
Except you get to keep taking it with you.
I got to highlight one of Kevin's comments here because I totally agree with this. The food, especially in North Market, absolutely love that. It is. I agree. It's one of my favorite things about Origins is just a block away. One day I'm eating Thai. The next day I'm eating shawarma, and then the day after that I'm eating ramen, and I'm going to the same place for it. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
North Market's great.
So Chris and I last year got some, I think it was pho, and then this year we tried the Momo Gar.
Oh, that's the good stuff. That's a dumpling.
Dude, those dumplings were amazing. So yeah, I think that's going to be hopefully a new tradition where at least, one meal we go down there, check out someplace new. Cause it's so crazy too. Like, cause I've worked in kitchens, like 15 years I've worked in kitchens, and you see the number of people that they serve out of these itty bitty, like tiny spaces. It blows my mind that they can be so efficient with the space they've got. And serve so many people. But yeah, that was fantastic. And so definitely
I didn't
some more.
I didn't make it to Momo.
You didn't get the Momo?
No, the Thai and the ramen were very good though.
Nice. Well, next year Momo.
Red curry for the win.
Yeah. But they have like this like dipping sauce, and like I would like bite it a little bit and then dip it in there so it's soak up a bunch of the sauce. And
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
That's good stuff.
So good.
I got some butter chicken too. Still the Indian in there.
That's gonna make me hungry, even though I just ate.
I know.
But yeah, I played a lot of games with like Pat and Julia and Bobby. So it was good to hang out with them. Played some games with Aaron in the chat and his daughter. And then I didn't get to play any games with the Smiths, which was unfortunate, but did play.
Who's Aaron?
What?
You said he could play games with Aaron in the chat. You talking about Andrew?
Andrew. Sorry. Yeah.
I was like, who's Aaron?
Andrew, my bad. Brain fart. And then we played games with the Youngs, got to play a bunch of games with them. We played that French toast game for like an hour one night. We just sat around playing it. And it was funny because the designer guy, he kind of like walked up and he's just like staring at us. And we're like, yeah, and he's like, I've never seen anybody play this game this long without using the timer. It's just like, and he walked away, and like I think it was Nikki was like, "Who was that?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's the designer." She's like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, you can tell from the hair and the outfits."
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, when you do that, you don't need the name tag.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Sorry, Andrew.
Rude.
This new guy,
loyalty. So yeah, I had a very interesting Origins this year personally because I did commit a lot of time to helping friends. So honestly, it's super flattering that Cardboard Alchemy trusted me to teach Whisperwood for 5 hours a day because, that game's coming to, to Kickstarter in August, right after Gen Con. And I don't know about anybody else, and maybe I take it too seriously, but I feel like I'm very responsible for these people's experience with this game when I'm demoing it, especially when it's not out yet. You know what I mean? So like, I need to make sure that if they don't have a good time, it's because of the game. It's just not their game and not because of the way that it was presented or, like a bad teach or anything like that. So I felt like a lot of pressure, but I also felt really good about it, right? Really confident.
Yeah.
And I was paid to do it. I was paid a very fair wage to do it. So no complaints on that or anything like that. I also helped out BA Games for lunches, kind of like Bob does. And I just do that because I love those folks and they're amazing. And then I even went over and helped Sam for like twice for like 10-minute increments over at the at around the stump. Just like, oh hey, Button Kingdoms. Oh hey, Outrun the Bear. But anyways, that part was an awesome experience. And I got to hang out with Mike Giuliano and Chris Strain a ton because I was literally working for them, and Bradley Brooks, Brad. So just a great group of guys that I got to spend a ton of time with. I actually had people, this was so heartwarming to me, is I did a teach for these two ladies, and then they were bummed that Whisperwood wasn't coming out yet. And I'm like, well, what kind of games do you like? And they were talking about worker placement, some stuff like that. I'm like, okay, go check out Forges of Ravenshire. It's 2,300. If you like this kind of style, this art style, this vibe, it's competitive, but it's not like mean. Like, go check out that game. And they went, and then like an hour and a half later, they came back to tell me how much they really liked Forges of Ravenshire.
Awesome.
And then that girl came back again on Sunday and told me how much she enjoyed the teach. And she just wanted to say she really appreciated that, like, even though I'm working for this company, I recommended this company, and she just thought that was very nice. She did not have to do that. Obviously there's no expectations, but it's like, okay, I made a really good impression, and so that felt great. As far as like new releases in the hall and everything, it did feel kind of down. Some of the games that I ended up playing have either been out for a while or weren't coming out yet, and you gotta wait. And I get it. Sometimes it's a timing thing, right? Like, a lot of people, they want to fill those Kickstarters and get all that new product in by Gen Con. Sometimes it's like if the boats and everything goes great, we'll have it by Origins, but like Gen Con's like the real finish line, like, hey, so Origins does suffer from that a little bit. But Origins is a much more chill convention than Gen Con. And so I think you got to appreciate that, like Andrew was saying, you don't have to always be just hustling like the whole time. You can go and grab a bite to eat, you can get a beverage, we can relax a little bit. And I think it's very important not to take that for granted. So lots of ups and downs with Origins. I think every Origins I go to is my favorite Origins, just because I'm so glad that I get to spend all the time with the people that I do get to see, and it's like, Andrew, I know that this goes without saying, but I want to say I appreciate that you always make time for us, even if it's just playing a few games or, hey, you reach out to Bob, you're like, hey, you want to play my prototype? Like, that means the world to me. And I really appreciate that you do that. You don't have to, but thank you, sir, for not just being like a partner, you know what I mean, in the industry, but actually being a friend. So appreciate you, brother. But yeah,
well, I value those things. I really do value those things, and you guys are fun to play games with. So I mean, it's not like it's a chore to go and hang out with you guys, right?
That's
like,
fair.
There are some people who it is a chore to go and hang out with them. So I just don't play games with them. So take that for what it's worth.
That's fair.
Except for the part where we're playing Andrew's prototypes, and I get resting think face, and he doesn't know if I'm enjoying it or not.
Yeah.
That's all right.
That's all right.
Why does Mike look pissed the whole time?
Well,
He's thinking.
what I love was it digging for dinos that we played at Gen Con last year in the food court,
Oh, yeah.
and we were all like heavily
So serious
concentrating
about it.
because we're like really.
That was actually Brandon Young and I's Dino scores,
Yes.
which was
That's
pitching
what it
against
was.
them.
That's what it was.
It's close to having a home, so it's just a matter of which home
Nice.
that we're decided to.
Nice.
So, but yeah,
But
that's
we were dug in so hard on that
I
game.
loved
and,
it.
like,
It was great.
really- and
It's
you
supposed
guys
to be
are
a
like,
light game.
I can't tell if you like it or not. I'm like, no, we like it. It's just I really want to. Again, there's that pressure where it's like, no, these people that I genuinely want to succeed. So I feel like I have to give you the best feedback possible so that hopefully, you know what I mean? Like whatever we give you is helpful, you know, in the next stage.
Yeah, yeah. And if I'm not paying attention, Bob's going to destroy me at this. So let me concentrate, and then I'll talk to you in 25 minutes.
Yeah,
totally
that's true
fine.
too.
I'm good with that.
I will
true,
not
too.
dial it back.
No,
You shouldn't.
Bob does not dial it back ever. Because I'm
I
going to teach
do
you this game that I
sometimes.
really like, and hopefully you'll want to play it with me forever until I make it the worst experience you've ever had in your life.
What do you mean you don't want to play again?
Yeah.
All right, so
You have
I
got
also want to ask a quick question. Did you guys do anything involving the artist showcase or the authors area or anything outside of the game aspect of Origins?
Nope.
No. I walked past the tavern a few times.
Okay.
What's the tavern?
Yeah. It was like this big virtual, like that. It was a tavern. They had like the wallpaper up and around, and then like tables that looked like, you know, a tavern, and
that
people
was
all dressed up.
outside in the hallway kind of thing.
Correct, outside in the hallway.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I didn't stop to find out what that was.
You could go around and scan things and earn experience points for stuff.
Okay.
Cool.
I don't mean this in a demeaning way, but it's sort of funny and also true. My only interaction with that area is to look past them for more board game offenders. So just
I mean, that's
No,
not
no,
what
no.
I
I
go to the show for.
Sure.
I actually saw some stuff that was kind of cool. Like I saw somebody's wooden creations of like different anime characters and cartoon characters. I actually was looking at all that stuff. I'm like, these are actually pretty badass until I realized that
I
like
just don't
even
have
the
budget for
small
that
ones
stuff.
were $80. So
Right. Well, now here's
Yeah.
the thing: is I'm glad that those I like that there's stuff like that there because I think that provides more options
Mhm.
for others. It's just not what I'm there for.
Right. I mean, I like that there's a movie being played, like that are, you know, geek oriented. There's also a blood drive that goes on. There's
Right.
also a crafting area for cosplay stuff. And like, I love that there's a diversity of things that you can go and
Yeah.
explore, especially
sure.
if you're relatively new to the hobby. If you don't know all the things to see, or you're not so locked into your own RPG world where all you're playing nothing but RPGs the whole time and looking at dice. Like, it's good that you have that spectrum, right?
Yes.
There's another new thing I saw Saturday night, and like I just got caught up in playing board games with people that we met up with Saturday night that I didn't mention it to anyone, including Bob, who would have appreciated that stage outside of the vendor hall, the main hallway, had a karaoke thing going on this year. Yeah, I walked past it. It was probably about like 8:00, and I saw people signing up. And there's a guy with an iPad picking the songs. I was going to mention it to you, Bob, and I'm like, what do like? I wanted to, but it's like I got
just
too
think a
many
Weird
people
Al
there
song or
waiting on us to sit down at a table.
I mean,
Yeah.
so that's the other thing, right? Like in theory, and I don't pay attention to when the seminars are, or like the panels. But like when I go to C2E2 or something, or like Wizard World Chicago, I forget what it's called. It's now called like Chicago Fan Expo. But one of the highlights of that would be going to a panel where then you get to see the cast of Firefly, right? Or Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd and Leah Thompson, like all sitting on stage, taking questions, but then also just kind of telling stories and stuff. And I genuinely love that, and I'm very interested in that at those shows, but I'm not there playing board. So it's not like when I'm at those shows that I've got something like I'm trying to do. Origins would be better for it than Gen Con because Gen Con is so like high pressure, you know, go.
Yeah.
But Origins would be a great show for that. Like I'm not lying, man. I would, if there was, let's just say like 5 up and coming game designers, right? Like all on a panel, and they're talking about their process and like what they've done, and they're telling some stories. I would go and sit in that 30, 45-minute like panel
Absolutely.
just to hear what they're talking about and what they're doing. And because just for the inside baseball part of it, but if Origins was smart, they would use that as sort of a networking opportunity as well.
Absolutely.
And I would go to those panels. I don't even know. I think Origins does some panels and some speaking things, but I don't know how well populated they are. Was it last year, Bobby, that we went to the Haywood Banks concert?
Yep.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, that
like
was awesome.
like that was rad. That was fun to do, right? It was like an hour,
Amazing.
and he just did comedy and he did some songs and
Mhm.
it was a good time. So I guess for me I would, instead of maybe the art and the cosplay, which I completely think that they should have, that would be something that would pull me out of the hall to go and check out. But
I always thought it'd be cool if like MC Chris did a show at like Origins or Gen Con or something. I think that'd be appropriate.
That'd
Yeah.
be nuts.
Well, one of
it's
the
not
things
that
I want
different
to.
than Grant doing it, Grant doing a comedy show or whatever it
It's true.
Origins. Sorry, Andrew, what were you gonna say, sir?
Well, one of the things I want to highlight real quick is for the best board game shirts out there. I love Pollia Designs, Pollia, and my shirt is actually one of theirs. So I'll put up here, but it's I'm Never Bored, and
Oh, nice.
she's a true graphic designer with a really good taste, and she always puts out some new T-shirts every year. And I always got to go and check out the new releases. And now it's got to look like baseball cards. I go over that. I go, I have that one, have that one, have that one. Need to get that one. Flip over the next one, have that one, have that one. So
nice.
Definitely go and support her. And that's a great way to get some cool T-shirts.
Pollia, Pollia.
Pollia Designs. Yep.
Okay.
Speaking
Pollia
of
Designs.
Speaking of people
merch,
who make nice shirts,
Yeah.
This guy makes really nice shirts. Also makes really great displays, table covers, backdrops, whatever you might need, web design. And we're talking about our buddy Tony over at Lawhorn Design. Mike, roll that beautiful bean footage.
Get your games noticed with help from Lawhorn Design. Eye-catching backdrops, banners, table covers, signage, and much, much more. All shipped directly to you or your next big show. Fast, reliable rush orders are always available to keep you prepared and professional. Contact Lawhorn Design today for all your creative marketing, branding, website, and event display needs.
It's almost like I knew you were going to need a segue at some point and threw something out there.
Yeah.
To volleyball it up for you.
It's almost like he does his own podcast and definitely knows how shit works.
Yeah.
Well done, sir.
Yeah.
Really
It's
quick. Oh, go on, Mike.
It's almost like you guys have games coming from the same publisher at Gen Con or something. Like
Hey-o.
just right there for you.
Yeah.
That's right. Get that cattywampus while you're there.
All right. Well, since you mentioned that, so at Gen Con, we're going to have Digging for Dinos there. And for those who don't know, the game is already available to play on Board Game Arena.
Yeah.
So you can kind of learn, you can practice, whatever not. And we're going to have the top Board Game Arena players be able to play in a tournament of Digging for Dinos at Gen Con.
Ooh.
So if you wanted to practice up, if you wanted to get your skills honed, if you want to learn some of the deeper strategies of the game first and then play in that competition, now would be a good time to start.
Nice.
That is juicy. I didn't even know about that. That's awesome.
That plug. Good stuff.
Hell yeah. Well, mine isn't near as exciting as Andrew's, but I will say it's just as important. We've got a friend, Mike Crandall, who has designed Chemical Overload. It's the last day of his Kickstarter for the Entropy expansion. And we did it. Bob and I did a video that has been lost to the sands of time, which is really frustrating.
It is frustrating.
Because we played it and really, really enjoyed it. I already like Chemical Overload, so it's more of that. It's some more variety and some more options. So just anybody that it's already funded, it's safe.
It's safe
or whatever. But for anybody that is interested, please go check that out before we get into this top 5. And I've just been a fan of Chemical Overload from day one. So I'm glad that he has done well enough as an independent to do an expansion, not a sequel, an expansion, and keep it going. So
So
that's
when
it.
you do chemical overloading, do you end up feeling cattywampus? Is that how you feel?
Ooh, yes, you do feel cattywampus when you
And like half
overload
my
on
face
chemicals.
looks one way and the other half looks the other way.
Different chemicals there.
There's different
Bob.
chemicals there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And
That's
then you
more
start
like after
looking. Then you start looking for some relative space to hang out.
That's right.
There we
Oh,
go.
oh, let's just
Wow.
bring them all in. Let's bring them all in. I
He's
was
really
gonna go with
digging for these jokes.
Yeah, he was. I hope he finds some dinos while he's down
I
there.
hope so too.
But yeah, that's so funny. That's really
Three
good.
tricky little jokes in a row, wasn't it?
Woo!
Dang. You know what, guys? I'm running low on bourbon. I'm gonna hit the wine cellar to re-up on some beverages.
Nice.
So we ready
All
for
right.
five?
All right, we did our official segue. We got some games to talk about, don't we?
That's right. That's
We
right. We
do.
sure do.
So yeah, top 5 games that we played at Origins. I mean, I don't know that we really need a whole lot of caveats here. And we've already killed 40 minutes, so let's jump into this thing. As usual, we'll start with Bob's number 5.
So I know Mike said we don't need any caveats, but I'm about to caveat the crap out of this. No, I left off because I played some favorites that we talked about before. I left all those off. These are all games I played for the first time.
Okay.
And then
Yep.
at there, yeah. Because I mean, otherwise, you know, In Vino Morte, Fortunes of Ravenshire, these things would be
Right.
up there. But
Good call.
for the first time at Origins, I purchased and bought Raw and
Purchased
Right
and bought.
Yeah.
and
both.
played.
Oh, okay. It's like
You
Pick
misheard
another
me,
one,
Tim.
Bob.
I said played in there, obviously.
yeah,
Go back and watch
obviously
the
you did.
go back and watch the whole entire replay.
Yeah.
And you
That's
will
right.
see that I did say play. But yes, Raw and Right. This was a little twist on Raw, the auction game. I enjoyed this little. It's got some combos in it. You're flipping over 3 cards, and whoever's turn it is, they get to pick one. Everybody else has their choice of the other 2, and you're going to keep doing this until a total of 3 Raw cards have come up. That'll end that current round, and then you do some scoring. You do that a total of 3 times, and then whoever has the most points wins. But yeah, this was just an enjoyable flip and right. I like flip and rights. I played. I used to play Welcome to quite a bit, but it has kind of fallen off. I feel like this one's like a little lighter and easier to do with a little bit more combos in it, even though it's lighter. If that makes any sense,
Sure.
because the board's not quite as wide open as Welcome to is, but. This one's enjoyable from 25th Century, and it's reasonably priced. So check it
Yep.
out.
Always love supporting them anyways. So yeah, hell yeah.
Great pick, Bob. This was my number 4, so I will
Ooh.
swap it out with the
That's a crossover.
multitude of honorable mentions I have. I bought this as well. This came highly recommended by Jason from the Board Game Mechanics. And I knew going in, if they had copies, I was going to pick it up. 25th Century always has copies. So yeah, I was happy to grab this one and really enjoyed it.
Well, I've heard that Chad likes to employ a strategy of not bringing enough games
Correct,
to
yes.
sell to create FOMO,
Yeah,
which is
he
an
likes to
absolute
bring-
lie.
Yeah,
They wanna
he likes
bring
to undershoot it to create demand and
Yeah, no.
scarcity.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. One of the most ridiculous Facebook conversations I've ever seen.
That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
That
more
actually-
like a convenience store that just has all the things you could possibly
All
want.
the
Right? Like you
things.
go in, you get
Yeah.
a candy bar, you get a soda, maybe you get a Powerade. You go ahead and get a microwave popcorn. Like he's got
Yeah.
all the different things for you to
He
want.
does. He does.
Absolutely. While you're there, demo this huge version of Hits and Outs.
Sure.
And then forget that you also wanted to get Three Sisters and forgot to pick it up while you were there. So
Oh.
it happened.
Hits and Outs designed by friend of the show, Ron Holiday.
Nice.
Yeah, Ron's a great dude.
Yeah.
Excited that he's got another game coming stateside. Okay, so I think we're gonna kind of see a theme here because I did play a couple games with Andrew. So there's a couple games on my list that I played with that fine gentleman over there. First one I'm going to talk about is Reiner Knizia's Money from All Play. So Andrew taught Chris Strain and I this game. And again, this is like one of those times where, and this may not mean anything to you guys because of like who you are in the industry, but to me, it's different. Like to me, I sit there and sometimes I'm like, oh, holy shit, I'm hanging out with like guys that have designed games that I like. And so here I am playing games with two game designers, and Andrew and Chris and I were looking for games to play. Chris grabs Money, and we are trying. I really enjoyed the bidding system in this game with the piles that come out, and then you are going to play cards from your hand to bid on those piles. But if you don't get one of those piles, maybe you're going to take one of the player's bids, or maybe you just take that player's bid because they're going to feed the currency you're actually trying to gain. And from what Andrew said, and I'm inclined to believe him, that the all play version is way overproduced for what you are doing. But for a $17 like tiny box game, I bought it because I thought it was really fun, and I know it's going to hit the table. It's really light, but it's a good time, and I thoroughly enjoyed my play of Money with Andrew and Chris. So, maybe it was just good company, but I feel like it was a good game too.
This has been a classic that's been out for a long time, and I believe Trinket Trove has been inspired by this game. So if you like this one, check out Trinket Trove as well.
There you go.
Great. I bought this at Gen Con last year and haven't played it yet.
So all of my games I played at Origins for the first time. So whether they are new or not, I knew Money was a reprint of an older game, but I did. That is my caveat. I played it at Origins for the first time.
Counts.
And yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe came home with most of these games.
All right. So my number 5 is one that I still am processing how much I like, but I do like it. Right. And this one is Bunny Kingdom Town.
Okay.
A 2-player version of Bunny Kingdom designed by Richard Garfield. And this one is a true combo-tastic game.
Oh.
I think it's one of those games, though, where it's a little more luck dependent than I'd like it to be, because the diversity in scoring can be a 15-point game or a 200-point game. Like it can go crazy. And if someone gets the right combos of things, it can get out of hand. But it's also a 20-minute game, depending on how much AP you're having in this game, right? So you have a river of market. So the first tile costs 1, second, 2, 3 down the line that way, right? Actually, the first one's free. I take that back. And those are the plots, right? So it might be A1 is free, and then B3 is 1, and then D2 is 3, and so on up the list there, right? So you're picking out. But then you also have to draft from a set of tiles the buildings. So you're going to draft the building and then decide if you want to play it to the board. And each of the buildings does something different on the board. Maybe it gets you a victory point for each different building you have in your thing. It's simple as that. That one right there is a wild, so you can choose what building type it is. Or maybe it gets you money. Or maybe one of them steals 2 coins from your opponent and different kind of things like that. And so you're trying to create your own little towns of orthogonally connected ones and separate from your opponents, like get them to be broken off in different things. But then you're also going to draft one of 2 endgame scoring conditions that really drives your play every round. If you can get 1 or 2 of those to combo into the thing you're actually doing and pull it off, it can get real ugly real quick. And there's no way to defend against it. But it's also feels really good when you line some things up and you make the right choices. So I think I really like it, but I'm not sure how much I like it, if that makes sense.
Which is why it's a good number 5.
Yeah.
The other thing, right? I think Richard Garfield's really good at making games where, like, if it's out of control in the first 5 to 10 minutes, you can just scoop and play again.
Yeah. I was wondering if he was ever going to make a game I like.
Yeah, maybe Bob. You like deck building and deck construction. You should try this little known niche game called Magic the Gathering.
Right.
Yeah.
Just give it a
Um,
chance.
But no, I think Bunny Kingdom's really good, honestly. And so, and like you said, Andrew, like it's a 20-minute game. So if it gets out of hand, it's whatever. You either re-rack and play again, or you go, that wasn't for me. I mean, you're fine.
But the out of control part of it is hidden. So I worry that you won't know that you're out of control.
Then I'm fine with it. I'm
Compared to
fine
the
with
flex,
living
right?
in oblivion until, disaster strikes and you're like, oh, and that's
So
what I knew that I effed up,
The
for
first game I
those
played,
who have played it, how does this compare to Bunny Kingdom?
it's the same gist, right? But this one has a couple of small nuances. You're still gonna put buildings down you're gonna claim different spots, right? And you're still looking for orthogonal connected pieces. But this one adds that each building does a different thing. And then it also adds the hidden objectives. So I think it's actually a little bit more strategic in the way you choose things. Also, you can hold your building and not play it one turn, and the next turn play two of them. You just have to pay more coins to put more down in a turn. And it's definitely more tactical, like about intercepting other people or blocking different moving spots. There's also a river that runs through the middle of it, and certain tiles have to be put in the middle on the river. So you can't put it in all the spots. So you have to choose which one's the best spot to drop that in there. I think everybody should play it once before they make a decision on it. But I like Bunny Kingdom. I think this is a better implementation of what Bunny Kingdom does.
So if you were on a podcast that paired games with movies, you could pair this with a river runs through it.
Oh, you absolutely could. Yeah.
There you go.
Are you gonna
Also,
cry
like
at the end?
Carcassonne with the river expansion.
Or you
But
go with Donnie Darko.
Donnie Darko. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Or you could go with A Christmas Story.
Okay, just calm down, Mike.
I think Bob's complete takeover of Whiskey Wednesday will be complete when Tim starts suddenly showing up missing for our podcast to show up for Andrew's that pairs board games with movies.
Hey.
Listen, it's not like you couldn't be a guest on the show.
I mean, I might have to reach out because holy shit, that sounds amazing. And poor Mike has been on the bad side of like, hey, we're going to talk about movies for X amount of hours.
Hey, he can get all that energy out in a different place, Mike, and save you
right.
trouble. There we go.
That's right. It's like taking your dog to the dog park to wear it out so that then you can get a good night's sleep.
All right, Mike, what's your number 5?
All right, so Wednesday night, the first thing I got to do was Bob and I strolled on over to the Hyatt, and we attended the All Play Media event. We got to play 3 games that are not out yet that'll be hitting Kickstarter later this year, and I'm assuming fulfilling next year. And one of those I thought was a really unique take on Mancala, and that is Imps. Imps is a 2-player Mancala game where you have drafted some overlords that have their own special abilities, and you are trying to score points by getting your overlords to the other side of the board, aka your opponent's castle. But there are these little imps on the board that you get to pick up and place on adjacent tiles, just like you would a Mancala. But these imps have different abilities, like they can launch imps into other tiles and cause damage to your overlords, which makes them score less points if they get to the other side. You've got some that will catapult your imps or your overlords, like you can move them the other players backwards or launch yours forward so you get extra movement out of it. And I've just never really seen a Mancala that is as interactive between the players as this. I know Bob and I have played Mad Kala, and that one's a head-to-head Mancala game. But the way that you are using those imps in there to try to like move the other player's overlord backwards or to like cause damage to them so they don't get the full points for getting to the other side, and all of the overlords have their own different abilities. Like Bob had one that like I couldn't occupy the same place as him, so he kept moving him to where like I couldn't move through him to get past him to the castle. The rock, of course, naturally it was called. I had a dog that had like special ways of moving and stuff, and I just found this really clever. Like I feel like there needs to be more Mancala games. It's a
Yes.
great mechanic. This was a unique use of the Mancala. I like the player interaction, and I think this is definitely one to check out if you like the Mancala at all, and want some good player interaction as well. I found this one really fun.
Awesome.
Thank you guys for going to that event because
Yeah.
I was working. So I appreciate y'all doing that.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. We got to play 2 other games that I will well,
Kabuto
I will be
Slam.
discussing another one later.
Yeah.
But
That's all right.
we
I've
also
heard
decided
mixed things.
There was really good pizza there.
right there was some phenomenal pizza as well. You're right about that. And yes, I also think Tim Works should be followed by a question mark.
Speaking of Josh,
yes. But we also decided right before we jumped live that we will talk about our least favorite game tonight as well.
There'll be some shade dropped.
Yeah, so just throwing that out there.
You know what? Mine's actually going to be pretty fun. It's going to be pretty fun. I got a good story for it.
Okay. What's up, Steph? Enjoy that morning coffee.
Enjoy your coffee. Yeah, hell yeah.
Throw some whiskey in it.
I think it might be time for number 4.
Stole my segue job.
Hey, the man is a professional, and like Bob, he can't turn it off. He can't turn it off.
I forgot I have visual aids over here.
Oh yeah.
But my number 4 is number 5. Got 5. This was a fun deduction game where even though there's colors on there, they have cutesy little eyeballs to be able to tell them apart. You are getting 5, one of each color, put on this little tile, this little board in front of you, so you can't see the numbers. Somebody else is going to put them in numerical order for you, and you're going to ask questions. You're going to be flipping over a tile. That'll be public information, and then you're going to ask them to either do the number of pips match on this or put this tile here in numerical order where it goes. And you're going to use all that information that you're gathering to try to suss out what your 5 numbers are. Once you've got them, call it out, say you want to guess, and list them off. If you get them right, you win. But yeah, this is a deduction game. My buddy, Levi, is going to love this game because he's a big fan of deduction games.
Yeah.
And and it's not too abstract or difficult. Right? It's very like straightforward in what you're trying to do, and easy teach and easy to learn, and just good introduction to deduction types of games.
Yeah. This one was really good, and I'm picky about my deduction games, but this was a blast. And how about the fact that this has over 50 of those Azul-sized acrylic tiles, and this game is only $20?
$20. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's sick. It's sick.
Components
I believe this
really
was a
good.
Phil Desjaris nominee, and I haven't tried this one yet. I really want to at some point.
Yeah,
it legitimately was probably the hit of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, you already
played
got
a lot.
Yeah, you already got multiple comments about this one. Yeah, I agree. This was one I was gonna sneak into my list after you stole Ron, right? But now I got to think of another.
No, this is on my list, and I'm just gonna talk about it when it shows up because it's my list. God damn it, Bob's not gonna dictate what games are on my list.
Why I like going first.
That's that's
true.
Right.
No, Bob got this ridiculous set of tiles. The very first tile, the very first tile he draws is number 29. We put it all the way at the end. The 29 was his highest tile. So everything else was under that.
So there goes half the tiles already.
Just crossed off half your board, Bob. You're welcome.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
In famous, Bob fashion. he just makes the game really unenjoyable for everyone else.
That was one, not my goal, and two, it's not my fault. I didn't pick the tiles.
No, Bob, listen, man. I don't expect you to take responsibility for your natural, negative aura that affects games that way. It's totally cool. Don't you're fine.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. In all seriousness, Bob is one of my oldest and bestest friends, and he's the worst. Okay, so my number 4 was a really, really cool set collecting game that I did get to play with Brandon and Nikki Young, and it is called Pet Quartet. So
right.
in this game, you are revealing cards, and there's like 1/1, and it goes all the way up to like 12s or something, kind of like Flip 7, but you're trying to score these cute little pets by their numbers, but you're only going to score quartets, so 4, or solo acts, 1s, right? So you're going to be pulling these cards out, and you're drawing them, and you're going to assign them to one of 4 piles. And you can either pull that card and assign it to a pile, or you can pick that pile up and you're done for the round. And so you're doing this over, I forget how many rounds, Mike, we played. But holy smokes, this game was super cute. I love the art and the vibe of it. And it would have, had I thought to buy it, I thought about buying it, but I didn't because I was buying a bunch of other stuff. But I really do want to get this game. And because I know in my family and like friends group, this will get played a lot. It's not the heaviest, most complex or like insane, like brain burning game. But the fact that like some of these games, like Money, for example, Money, I know I'm going to get to the table. I spent $17 on Money. I'm going to get your plays per, dollar or whatever. Like that's going to be 0 by this time next year, like negative, right? Because we've played it so much. And Pet Quartet would definitely qualify. Really good from Game Head Games, I believe. Really fun, really cute, and I just love games that kind of give you these crazy, interesting choices all the time, and this one does. And Mike kind of got burned because he thought if he had 8 of a card that he would have 2 quartets, and that it did not work that way for him. Which I didn't mind because that made sure that I won the game that we played. But bummer for Mike, but great for me. But yeah, really fun, really cute game. It's exactly what it is. It's exactly what I signed up for, and they did what they intended. So A+, Pet Quartet.
I'll also say this: Gamehead is killing it. Like they are putting out really good games out the box. They just started last year, so this is only the second round of releases for them.
And I didn't know that. That's awesome. Yeah.
They've got some great stuff. My buddy Paul there is running the show over there, and he's just doing amazing things. He has good art choices. He's making great games. He's holding 2 of mine. He's still evaluating. So hope he takes one of those because I want one of mine to be in his line for next year. But you could do worse than to just buy all of his games and start your collection there.
Dude, the vibe is there though, right? Those games are going to hit the table. They're smaller box games, but you're going to get them played.
Yeah.
Like not every game needs to be a 2.5 on the weight scale, on BGG.
Absolutely.
I want don't get me wrong. I love those games and I love sinking my teeth into some of those games, but also I need to get them played. Like I can't roll into like a family event, with those games. But Money and Pet Quartet, I could roll in and everybody's not only going to want to play it, but they're going to ask me where I got it and, and shit like that. And so those games create board gamers.
100% agree. These games are an inclusive set of games. Rarely do you pull a game from them out and it's like, oh, I can only show this to people who know how to play a lot of games. Like a lot of those are entry friendly.
Yeah, hell yeah. Give me those every damn day of the week. So
All right. So speaking of entry friendly, this one is not.
Hell yeah.
But this one is worth the juice if you're willing to play the squeeze. This one is an old timey game that got a modern update a couple of years ago called Le Plateau from Brown Castle Games. You got to look this one up on BGG.
Brown Castle, don't they do the crokinole boards?
They do, but they also love a good trick taker with area control and a board.
Oh,
So
say less.
This one is Le Plateau, and if you look, you can see the Brown Castle version is the upgraded one here. This is gorgeous. It is a regular deck of card with the French Tarot added in. And for those who don't know the French Tarot, it adds basically 21 cards that are trump. So all the tarot cards are trump cards in a normal trick-taking game. In this one, you're going to play a trick out there like you normally would. It's must follow. But you can see the board there. If you take any of the cards on the board there, you put your token on it saying you've claimed it. And in this game, you're trying to build bridges from one side of the board to the other by collecting the right amount of cards and the right specific cards to make those connections, while your opponents are trying to block you from making those connections. And how do you decide how many connections you want to make? You bid for it at the beginning of the game. You say, I can make 3 connections. And somebody else says, I can make 4 connections. And somebody else says, I can make 4 connections without a partner. And then somebody says, prove it. And then you got to play it out. And the production that he does on this board is spectacular. It's got little magnets to click it over to each other. You can also play the random version where you pop the ones out and you can randomly shift them up and drop them back in. This plays up to 5 players really well.
You said Le Plateau?
Le Plateau. It is an advanced level trick-taking game, though. Not the beginners can't play it, but the strategy and the depth of play will tickle the advanced trick-taking crowd.
Oh, no. This sounds freaking incredible.
It's impressive.
It looks cool.
This sounds what I wanted Cat in the Box to be.
It is that. It is exactly what you want Cat in the Box to be, but it's not. But also, they have a travel version that is small, or the full version, which you want to play in a bigger table or whatever not. But,
no, I want the full version. I already want the full version.
Incredible production value on this one. And the cards, by the way, the tarot deck is Sai Beppu art, which is awesome.
Yeah, I'm in. You've got me at production value. You had me at trick taking, because here's the thing, Andrew. You and I do tend to lean in different directions with some games, but your appreciation of trick taking games, you and I align. And I know that from conversations we had while playing a game that I'll talk about later. So yeah, man, hell yeah. If you say a trick-taking game is good, I know I'm going to like it.
Yeah, so this is one that you want to bring out with veteran trick takers, and you're going to impress the hell out of them with it. But it's also the strategic depth to this game just keeps showing up every time I play it. I go, oh man, do I love this game every time I play it.
Hell yeah. That's amazing.
I assume they sell this at the Brown Castle booths?
They do.
Okay.
This
sounds awesome.
2 of the people from the Brown Castle booth how to play Whisperwood. And
oh, nice.
Now I feel like I feel cheated. Like, you guys didn't tell me you had an amazing game 20 yards from me. I could have gone over and gotten, but that's okay. I forgive them.
Yeah, this sounds really good.
Yeah, it does.
All right, Mike, what you got?
Intriguing.
All right. Well, one of the days I got to sit and play some games with Andrew in the chat here, Mr. Foxbat himself.
Don't you mean
And he
Aaron?
showed us this clever reprint of a Knizia game called Lift. Man, this game really surprised me. So basically, you are playing cards into the center of the table. Oh, wow. This is such an old version. So the original game was published in 1992. And they've got a beautiful reprint of this.
That's even older than Wine Cellar.
Way older. Yeah. Trying to find cards that like I recognize in this version is going to be tough. Yeah, this looks like this has been reprinted several times. So
Yeah, there's
you're
like
basically playing cards to the center of the table, and if it is one of these ships, for example, you can play your pirate ships to it, and you've got these skulls at the top. If it goes all the way around the table and you have the most skulls at that ship, you win that ship and you're going to score that gold at the end of the game. That's the game. But the thing is, there can be multiple ships at the table at once. It's not always just one ship. Sometimes you play one ship and then you play a second ship, hoping nobody bids on it. And then you just get to automatically put that in your score pile. But you can only play pirate cards that are a different color than other pirate cards that have been played. So, like right now, if this went all the way around the table, then this guy over here with the 6 skulls would win the 8 ship, which is the highest loot in the game, actually. But we had a really crazy turn. So you've also got these pirates that you can play, and the pirates will beat any number of these skulls, but there is an opposite pirate that will beat it. And then there's also a captain that beats everything.
Admiral.
We had this one turn where I played a pirate, then someone else played a pirate, and then the captain showed up on the same turn. Like everybody blew their wad on this one ship. And it's just there's a lot of interaction here. I love how you can have multiple ships being bid on all at once. And really it's a bidding game. And I thought it was clever trying to save some of my higher tier or more higher loot ships towards the end, hoping that people had spent their best bidding card in previous rounds. Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. And also this is my replacement for Bob stealing Ron, right?
It looked like you guys were having fun playing it.
Yeah.
Also, this is a kids game that doesn't suck. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Good game.
I
Really
would
fun
want to
game.
try this where instead of either playing a card or drawing, on your turn you draw a card and then you play a card. So it's not because we had like a bunch of rounds in a row that was like draw card, draw card, draw card, draw card, draw card, draw card, and like there's no hand limit, so it was just drawing cards until somebody felt safe enough to actually play a ship.
I kind of like that there is that sort of tension when like, okay, when are people going to stop drawing cards and start playing cards towards the center? Because if you want to draw cards when I've got ships out, go for it. I'll just put those in my scoring pile. So there is that tension there of like if people are going to try to improve their hand or play cards towards these ships to score points, that I thought worked really well, even when it did seem sort of like at the beginning everybody was loading up their hand to get the better cards, and I just thought it was the tension of when that was going to stop. I thought was interesting.
Right on.
There you go.
All right, so I think it's time to move on to number
Let's
3.
do it.
This guy.
Trying to keep moving there, Mike.
I love it.
Yeah. All right. My number 3 was Whisperwood. We did get to play a whole game of it. It gave me Scythe plus Orleans vibes to it, where not only am I kind of like doing the bag building and pulling chips out to a certain amount and then plotting my actions, but like I'm still kind of like building everything up. Like I don't know, I really just enjoyed the stuff on the map with all my characters, and I'm putting all these like bits out there on the board while we're and covering up stuff. Like I just really enjoyed the art style on it. I thought it was entertaining. And it was done well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the finished version.
Looks like I need to upload some photos to BGG. So
yeah.
I'll go ahead and do that here later since they've only got promotional box art stuff like that. So here you go. Here's a few shots of Whisperwood.
I was Mike there. Oh wait, I was going to say I was Mike there and I wasn't there, but I probably was, or I was there earlier, but then had to leave. But
you did have to leave. I don't remember why.
Oh, it's because I was covering lunch for.
That's right.
BA.
BA games.
Yeah, there's those
I
different
don't-
fairies that you can choose to add, and they give you like specialized discs. And not only can they be used like for their abilities, you can also use them as their element that they are based on, which is really helpful. And then they also have a cool thing where you get these corruption bits, and then they get added to your little discard pool. And once you pull them out, they cover up different parts on your board, and then you have to cleanse them. And once you cleanse them, it'll go from the corrupted. There's a couple of pictures of some corruption under somebody's board.
Yeah, really
So
good
then you'll
photos.
flip those over, and then they become what's the word, Tim?
Oh, they turn into harmony. Oh, but they
Harmony.
cover up your special actions.
Yeah,
Oh.
they turn into harmony, and then you can use those to power up your special abilities, and that was like
Yeah.
super interesting.
You can use those fairy powers
Yep.
with the.
Yeah, you can boost them up basically.
They give
But
you.
I like how you have
action.
all those actions, and they're all two-sided, so you can flip them over and upgrade them to make them stronger. I guess kind of like Scythe, but maybe not terribly with
Yeah,
the
I mean,
upgrading. A little bit.
I've
More
started-
Orleans with the because
Yeah.
at Orleans you've got those little spaces where you're pulling out those discs and putting them out there. Once you fill them up or whatever, then you're going to be assigning them to different places for working, and then you have a centralized board where everybody's working quote unquote together ish, but in the same spot.
I've heard it's beneficial to do the cleanse after the owls have the orgy. Is that true?
Hey.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're cleansing again and just wasting time.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's
I heard
just
the owls like
redoing.
to cluster, right? You like to get the owls together.
The owls
otters
do
gotta have
like to
pairs.
cluster.
The owls like to cluster. So yeah.
Yeah, well, it's kind of crazy. So the one biggest issue I do have with Whisper is that I feel like it will reward people who have played it multiple times will definitely have the upper hand on people who
The
are new.
mastery that can happen. Yeah. That's
Yep,
fair.
yeah, because you start to learn the tricks about all the scoring, and once you see somebody, because we were playing, since we're all kind of new, we're like, oh, I'm gathering all these owls, and Mike's like, I'm lining up all these bears, and then like Chris sits down, he's like, oh, I'm gonna score points for these, score points for these, score points for these. And we're like, no, stop. Like,
But Chris didn't win.
he didn't, because you did a bad job setting him up with all that corruption.
No. Chris actually told me I did a good job. It just took him a minute to figure out what I was doing.
He pulled like 4 corruption out on the next turn after you left. Because he was
Get
all in his discard pile. He poured it in there and he was like, oh, look, corruption. Oh, look, corruption. Oh, look, corruption.
good. That's the push and pull, though, of trying to like have a big turn.
Yeah.
Oof.
Sign of a good game.
Yeah. I mean, this game is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I'll talk about it later. All right. My number 3 has already been mentioned, but god damn it, I'm not going to let Bob change my list because he does not have that power over me. Got 5. I really enjoyed Got 5. I thought the deduction aspect of it is really interesting. And while it took me, because I was tired when I finally got to play it, it took me a couple rounds to really like grok like how your choices are actually eliminating and clarifying what you might have. Really neat, really interesting, great components, plays very quickly. And, had we a different situation, I probably would have played it immediately again to try to do better. But Got 5 was probably one of the most popular games I saw at the show.
Yeah.
Like consistently being raved about.
Mhm.
And
for all those acrylic tiles.
yeah, I mean it was super cheap, right? Like super cheap to do. And for everything that you get in there is great. And so Got 5 is really good. I know a lot of people that got it, and I think that unfortunately it's under the radar, but I think anybody that's at the show that played it knows it's good. And I think that's a legit hit coming down the pipe.
All right. So my number 3, I'm just going to go back to back with Brown Castle Games. I'm going to drop off, Crokinole, right? You know how to play that?
Yep.
Have you ever played Crokinole Billiards?
No.
All right. So imagine the Crokinole board with the pegs, right? And when you
Yep.
set it up, You put the yellow pegs, the 1 and I think it's like the 13 or whatever it is, in between the pegs. And the next one, you play the blues between the pegs. Put the oranges between the pegs all the way around, set them up, and the 8 ball is by itself. And then you have to sink the balls in either the center or the outside on every shot. And it takes everything I like about billiards, which is the tactical strategy of where you leave it and how you set your opponent up and different kinds of things like that, and the blocking mechanism, and just makes it something I can play on a crokinole board. I don't have to have an $800 table. I can buy a crokinole board, play crokinole on it, and then also I can buy some really cool pieces and then play billiards on my crokinole board.
Just buy the crokinole chips. Oh my God, that's so good. That's a great idea.
So cool. I played this, I think, 4 times, and I showed at least 4 other people this game over there. And even though I bought it the previous year, I didn't play it the entire time because I didn't have anyone who wanted to play with me at home. So, not bagging on my wife. She just wasn't feeling it. That's fine. But as soon as I got here this time, I'm like, I'm going to play this a bunch of times this weekend. And I did. And I showed a bunch of people, and I just love it. It's so great. The actual play of like trying to drop it in the center is so hard, but also dropping on the outside, although is easy, is hard to get it through, right? You have to go through the pegs. You have to go through all the other bumpers. And just like in regular billiards, if you're good, you clog up the middle. You make it hard to get your next shot. So it's got that constant come from behind ability to go ahead and just run a bunch of shots. If you dink sink 4 and then screw up, well, then I can run the table and finish the game. It's just really, really cool. So highly recommend checking this one out. If you like to play billiards and you got a crokinole table, there's no reason you shouldn't also have this disc set.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. That is a must buy immediately.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick
Andrew, did you just spend half of Origins at the Brown Castle booth, or?
So last year I played in the doubles tournament and I did spend half my time. So this year I said, no, nice. I'm not spending half my time, but I just love what they do. And so I constantly keep coming back for a little bit of time here. Anytime I got like 20 minutes between my next meetings, I'll pop over and flick a few shots and then take off again, make my meeting in time. So it's just a great way to spend 10, 15 minutes real easy.
Hell yeah.
I have signed up for tournaments at other conventions. Yeah, good stuff. We're going to play some crokinole sometime.
Dude, Mike, I saw familiar faces in that crokinole area that we saw, like, that were running the tables
at Grand Con.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Bob and I both like won kind of with flying colors in the first 2 rounds. And then when we got to sort of the final rounds, there were just dudes that were on a whole nother level. Just like, I can't even score against these guys, and I'm pretty good against most people. So, yeah. Wow. This sounds cool, though. This really sounds neat. I love to play pool.
What you got?
All right, Mike. What you got?
All right. Every once in a while, Bob is, he's able to make good game recommendations. Only every once in a while, though.
Good job, Bob.
And he really started gushing about this game at the end of last year. Taught it, and I enjoyed Galilei. This is great. So that action selection system, though, of where you're moving this telescope 1 to 3 spots, and then taking the inner action and the outer action, that's really a rondelle. It's just a different implementation of a rondelle, but I really like this system because you can upgrade these tiles at the bottom, and now you're getting a bonus action. Also like how this resets, so you can't just keep using it. So after you use an action, the inside and the outside, you're going to take this tile, slide it down to the bottom. Your telescope moves 1 to 3 spots, but it can't stop in any of these, so you can't keep reusing the same action over and over. And I thought that was really clever. But on top of that, it's just super combo-licious. Oh my gosh. When you go up the book track, or basically when you're looking at these constellations and these planets, if you are the first person to observe them, they go into this sort of tableau that you're working on your player board, and there's this book track that allows you, there we go, to move your little book up and do combinations of actions. So you move this thing up as far as it can go, and then you get to do all of these actions all at once. I really like that. I like how these comets are ways to mitigate your dice, like add value to them,
Yeah.
but they also give you additional actions, which I've never really seen any game do that. So they're not only like kind of a worker or a way to add to the value of your die. After you use them a couple times, you can slot them onto the board and get these bonus actions out of this comet, which I thought was super clever. This game does a lot of things really well, and I like this quite a bit.
There are two aspects I also like about this. I think you can upgrade your telescope too. You can upgrade certain actions, if I'm not wrong, right?
Yeah, the bottom actions you can upgrade and you flip them over and they become stronger. Yep.
Right. And then you also have the heretics that chase you down. Like you have to,
the Inquisition.
Convert the Inquisition from the friends to, or from enemies to friends, right? Like, and I think that's a really cool mechanism.
Mhm.
If you have to, if you ignore them, they hurt you, but you can you can recruit them to help you.
Yep. I'm glad, Mike, that you asked about, because I tried to explain them to you. And I could tell you were frustrated because you didn't know how many points you were going to get from it. Then once we broke it down again and you were able to start moving them, you're able to just kind of figure that out and be like, okay, so they're not so bad. Add them in there, move a couple of them up, and that'll still, you want to trigger, once you're in the positive, you want to keep triggering that ability so you can work up that that track. Yeah, because if they're all in the back, they're like -8 points. But if you get them all the way to the
play this at IndyCon, or did we play this?
Yes.
After,
okay. It was me, you, and was it Chris?
Rudder, maybe? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Rudder. Or no, it was, and Max. Max sat down for this. Didn't he?
No, it wasn't Max. I didn't get to play a game with Max.
Okay. I'd have to look. But yes, you did play this though.
I did play it.
Yeah. Because you said you seemed like you enjoyed it, so
I definitely enjoyed it. I thought it was way better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I like the rondelle and the upgrading of actions, and there's just there's a lot of different ways to play this. I think there's just a ton of ways to score points.
You can almost get almost no points during the game, and then just get a shit ton of end game points too if you like doing that.
I just really appreciated the way that you take the actions. I just thought that was really unique and interesting the whole time. So.
Sweet. I'm glad you guys like it. I will definitely be playing it again.
I'm never playing this again.
All right. I think it's time for number 2. At this point, I'm just enjoying shortchanging you the transition when you're ready for it.
Don't
and I'm
stop
just
now.
faking getting upset.
You've already done it. Like, it's beautiful. I love it.
So one of the benefits of having a smaller con, I feel like, it gives an opportunity for smaller publishers to get booths, people who can't necessarily get into Gen Con because it's expensive. You have to get in the lottery and all that kind of stuff. And Patrick, in the way that he does, approached me one evening and was like, I would like to play this game. And I was like, sweet, let's learn it. Let's check it out. And I really enjoyed it. So I ended up picking up Estate.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yes.
So it's
I
called.
Thought this was going to be your number 1.
Yeah, no. But this one's really fantastic. This one, like, gives me more sci-fis than the other one, where you have all these cubes, and then you're covering up these your levels in your board, and then as you're playing cards into your realm, which are like these people, these buildings, and things like that. There you go. You have like a little crown icon on the bottom, and then so on your row, on your player board, you would remove one of the cubes, and they're all asymmetrical, so all the numbers are going to be different. But then the stronger those actions are getting, like the more cards you get to draw, the more things you get to harvest, the more like money you're going to make, and there you go. Like, you produce more, you draw more, you gather more, and then you have that worker placement on the board where you're going to be gathering resources, and it was really enjoyable. It's somewhat and has aspects of like a wingspan too, where you're like putting these buildings out and you're putting resources on them, or you get the assassins and they're tucking cards underneath there, and those all become points at the end of the game. You play through 5 eras, and it's just really good. You can get gain extra workers. Yeah, this was just really enjoyable. Like the asymmetrical powers were super interesting, and they're going to be making more games like in this realm. Like, so she's saying the next game that they make is going to be like the war that led to like the collapse of the realm, which is why you're rebuilding these estates now. But it's going to be using like similar characters and like the same houses. So it's not just going to be like a one and done thing. They plan on making more content for this universe.
So I think it bears mentioning because this was a conversation Bob and I were having kind of while we were walking around on Sunday. Is as content creators, little peek behind the curtain. When we know people, it's a little different to go up to them and be like, "Hey, we'd love to do some coverage for you." Blah blah blah. Fill in the blank. This was a independent publisher we had no pre-existing relationship with. Obviously Bob was very excited about this game, and I hadn't played it, but obviously, Bob's pretty hyped about it, and other people I knew were talking about it. It's like, okay, like it's worth covering, for selfish purposes, but also, hey, you want to hype up the people that don't get all the attention. And these people were awesome enough to kind of cut Bob a deal. We offered to buy the game, but they cut Bob a deal so that he could get the deluxe edition.
Nice.
Yep.
Which I think is awesome. They didn't have to do that. They don't know us. And I always kind of feel awkward asking for review copies, especially from people that we don't have that relationship with.
Right.
Because they don't know us. Like we're a publisher, we've gotten a relationship, we have a relationship. I could ask you, hey, and hopefully you would go, yeah, I know they do good work. They're, we're going to be good. But we didn't have that with them. They kind of took a flyer on us, and they would have given us a regular version, but they were kind enough to give Bob a discount on that deluxe edition, which, if Bobby and we do love us a good deluxe edition. So just really grateful to them for giving us a shot, and shout out to them for that. Sorry, I just felt like that was worth mentioning. My number 2 is, I'm in the bag for them. They did, full disclosure, pay me to teach this game all week, but I never got tired of teaching it. And that is Whisperwood. A really interesting decisions in a deceptively heavy game. It's not like overly heavy, but it's one of those things where your option requires but if you're good at it, and once you learn it, you can set up some really interesting combos. And there's enough ways to score points where in a longer game, normally I'm like, if I have 2 bad turns or 1 bad turn early, I'm out, and I'm watching everyone else play the game. This game does allow you to be agile with that scoring and with the ways you can get points. And you can have some turns that aren't as exciting early on, but really swing it big late, or you take some big swings early, but still find a way to make it pay off for you late. Lots of flexibility, lots of agility. And again, for a longer game, I feel like I was engaged the whole time. I taught this game for 5 hours a day from Wednesday through Sunday, and I was never bored of it. And I played various lengths of this game because there would be times where like I wouldn't have a group show up, to like demo it. So I'm like, well, you guys want to just kind of keep taking turns so you can see how your actions are panning out. And it remained interesting consistently. So that is definitely not for nothing. That is a game that's got some legs and some staying power, and it's Cardboard Alchemy. So, it's going to be produced to the hilt, and you could back with confidence. So I would just say, fans of Cardboard Alchemy, here you go. This game did give me vibes of, and I'll use this as an example, like Euphoria. So my wife is not a heavy gamer, but Euphoria had such an accessible theme, and the actions were straightforward enough that it would kind of trick her into playing a heavier game because it didn't feel overwhelming with what you're trying to do. And that's Whisperwood. Whisperwood I could throw on the table, and the actions are pretty straightforward, and the theme, it's not so cutthroat, it's very inviting. And I think you're going to get some people that are like gateway gamers or very light gamers that are going to stumble into this and actually learn that they can handle and process heavier games and would actually enjoy them. So Whisperwood for that definitely gets to be my number 2.
All right. So for my number 2, I feel like as a person who does nothing but playtesting constantly, some of my value for coming on this show is to give a sneak peek in the future of things, right?
There we go.
Things that you wouldn't have had access to had I not told you about them. And this is a game that's coming out on Kickstarter in the fall. So not too far in the future, but far enough in the future that you would not see a version of this. And Mike, I believe I sent you a messenger picture of this game. This game is going to be called Grandstand by Moon Saga Workshop.
Yes.
Friend Chris on this one.
I know this game.
You do? All right, cool. Then I feel
Yes.
less like the cool who knows everything. I don't know anything at all now. But
Yeah,
this game, I'm a sucker for a 2-player game, right? Like I play 90% of my games against me and my wife. And I love a good duel game that's not attacky, right? Like it's not nasty. But this is subtle subterfuge, right? So for those people who love the game Battle Line or like those kind of like push and pull tug of war style games, that's what this is. You are creating a rows and columns of poker hands. So if I play to this spot and this spot, you are playing the row, but I'm playing the column. So every card I play affects both of us in the poker hand we're creating. And I think that is brilliant. As soon as he told this to me, I'm like, I should have designed this game. I am not smart enough to come up with these ideas. Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, as you're creating poker hands, you can bet on whether you're going to win that poker hand or not. Mm-hmm. And there are also like hidden objectives that you can bet on and like amplify up things. So it's got a little bit of that backgammon doubling cube kind of thing going on where you're like, you can double down on things if you think you're for sure going to get it. And what's really cool also is it adds in this thing where the low card, like the 1, adds more money to that column. So playing the low cards could be more advantageous. If I get a straight, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on that, and I get an extra card or extra money for putting the 1 down, that's actually really cool. So this game is a game I'm instantly going to pick up. It is the kind of game that I think that if me and my wife get to play, we're going to play like 20 games in a night. We're going to sit down and we're going to like play best out of 9.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah, you are.
It's going to be the kind of thing where we like make an evening out of it and we just crank out a bunch of games in a row. And, my dad loves poker. So like I can bring this and play with my dad. And it's just a bunch of cards in a small box. It's going to be reasonably priced with some really cool, like foil kind of glary, kind of magical kind of vibes to it. Highly recommend checking this out when it's actually out there yet. There's no pictures on Board Game Geek yet. So this is kind of sneak peek that I did a little behind the scenes of. This game is awesome.
I played this at Gen Con with Chris last year at the BA Games event or dinner, like thank you dinner that they had. And Chris Eastridge was generous or kind enough to share this with me. This game's freaking fantastic. I really enjoyed it before I gave my input. Chris says that I had help with this, and I don't know what I did to make it better because honestly, I thought it was pretty damn good when I played it then. So I'm really excited that somebody else knows about this game, Andrew. That's awesome. All right, Mike.
Nice. Okay. Let's talk about a sleeper game that I had never even heard of.
I'm intrigued.
Going into Origins. This was not a new release. And can I find it? Where the heck is it?
Well, I hope so. Point of the show.
No kidding. I know. There we go. Okay. So this was a roll and write that I had a blast with called Locus.
Oh, I've never heard of this one.
So I would call this a if Gan shown clever and cartographers had a baby,
Ooh.
that's what Locus is.
Ooh, I love
intrigued.
both of those. Okay.
I'm intrigued.
So you're going to start by putting cards out on the table, and you're going to put out one more than the number of players. These cards are polyominoes with different colors on them.
I love a good
And
polyomino.
in play, same, and a good roll and write to go with it. In player order, you're going to draft these cards. So let's say I took this red polyomino here. I now have to draw that red polyomino on my red section of the board. Okay. So yeah, looks like that would fit right in here. As soon as I cover this spot, I now get a 2-piece that I get to use in the green part of the map.
Oh,
so
nice.
you already see the combos.
Yeah.
If I fill this section, I get 16 points at the end of the game. This yellow one over here, as soon as I fill up this row, I get 8 points. As soon as I fill up this row, I get 10 points.
Okay.
And again, as I'm covering stuff here, I get tiles that I can add to other parts of my board, or this one being a single wild that I can put in any area. This one over here, you're trying to connect the different squares. So the more squares I have connected, the more points I'm going to get. Actually, when I played this, I connected all of these squares with polyominoes and got 48 points out of this section.
Damn.
This one, if you have to start in the middle, and you've got to connect all the way to the very end of this highlighted path. As soon as you do that, you get 8 points for each one of them. You've also got gold down here. Gold can be used for special actions. You can make any tile any color. You can spend 2 gold and get 2 wilds of a single square. Or you can spend 3 gold and you can use the leftover card. That's why you always deal out one more card than the number of players. You got a leftover card. You can spend gold and use that too. And then the last section of the board here is not cumulative. And you basically start at the bottom, and you just have to connect them going upward. As soon as you go past one of these scoring thresholds, that's how many points you score. So you can go all the way up here and score 50. And it's super simple, but there's tons of combos. All of the different parts of the board play vastly different than each other. And it's combos galore, really good drafting system. Also, when you score it, your lowest your lowest color that you score is going to score again in this gray section. So I just thought, which is very much again shown clever mechanic where you score again off of your lowest scoring color. I just love what this game did. Polyominoes plus combos plus that gun shown clever feeling. Like, I had never heard of this game, and then I played this and I immediately added it to my cart. So I've got to play this again. If you like roll and writes that have great combos, this is a highly recommend for me.
Hell yeah.
This is by Tucker's Fun Factory. Is that right?
Who did publish this? This was Wise Wizard, I believe.
Oh, okay. That's the American
yes.
one. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I never heard of the other one, so good. All right, cool.
They were not at Origin, so I'm not sure where you could get this at Origins.
I'm sure they'll be at Gen Con.
Yeah. Yeah, Wise Wizard will definitely be at Gen Con, so you can pick it up there. It's also online on a lot of different websites. This is not hard to find. But if you like either cartographers or Gun Shown Clever, honestly, these games had a baby and spit this out, and it's fantastic.
All right, let's go to number 1.
Okay, Bobby, before you start your number 1, I think this is the opportunity that we should take to talk about the worst game we played first.
Okay.
Ooh,
So do the worst game and then the best game you played.
Okay.
okay.
Go fuck yourself.
Oh, jeez.
I
That's
can't
it.
find that on BGG, Bob.
That's the worst game, or are you
Wait,
just
yeah, I
telling me
can. I
general?
lied. I'm sorry.
That was actually the name of the game. It was called. Oh, there it is. Yep. It's literally just try to be as offensive as it can be.
Oh,
It's just
geez.
go fish with offensive words and cards.
When did you play this?
Well, let's see. What night does it say it was?
I thought you were kidding, by the way. I didn't even look.
No.
And I looked.
I would love to say that I'm sorry I missed it, but I don't think I am.
Yeah, no. So that was Thursday. Well, that might have been technically Wednesday night because it just rolled into Thursday
The
morning.
real question is, who showed you this abomination?
Let's see here. I don't think I have their name in here because it was with the Rossies and the Youngs, and then some people I didn't know.
So the Rossies. did.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
the Rosses don't like
Yeah.
it. That's damnation.
Did not enjoy.
That's if they don't
I think
take
Chad and
something-
Jess were there. I'm not sure who it was that actually pulled this out.
But they
But,
can
Jesus
go fuck
expansion.
themselves.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
Yep. Probably the worst game I played the whole convention. So,
They even have a Jesus expansion. Thanks, Mike, for that update.
sweet. I will have to go.
Jesus
look for that.
Christ, an expansion.
Oh no,
Uh,
no.
I mean, look, I love offensive topics and pushing the envelope, but
yeah. Well, and like there was even like a bunch of repeats in the cards. Like there was like 4 of every card. So you want to ask somebody, do you have a lazy eye, or do you have the cards are just as they had some like other offensive shit, like something about being. This is a family show, so let's not.
well, I mean,
Is
so
it?
offensive without
I mean,
being
you've dropped
clever
the word
is
F
just
like 6 times, so yeah, no.
offensive without being clever is just crass, right? Like,
Correct. Yes, it was crass.
so if you can be offensive and funny, I'm all for it. If it's just offensive to being crass as a desperate attempt to be funny, that's not actually funny,
And
so-
also, can't you usually just look at someone and tell if they have a lazy eye?
Yes.
but should you?
Do you secretly have some sort of porn stash or something?
Okay.
Can't you usually just look and tell?
If you
All right,
could look at me,
as far as I know, Bob's already won this one. So
Okay, so
Somebody's
Bob,
gonna-
what was your favorite game you played then? If this was the worst,
great question, Tim.
glad
So
I asked.
my favorite game was a game that has been out for a while. It is a game that's been on my shelf of shame. And randomly, one night, I was hanging out with Chris and the Canadian Invasion, and they went to the library.
Canadian Invasion.
What's that?
Reed Muscala.
Nobody.
No, it was Missy.
Canadian Invasion.
Oh,
And she picked this game out because it was one of her favorite games and she wanted to play it. And I was like, sweet, you can teach me. I'm talking about Natera.
Okay.
So this is a enjoyable worker placement game. You have this central area here where has like really strong actions you can take, but you have to discard cards. And then there's these 4 different sections around the board that have different tiers of action spaces. So anybody can go to the tier 1. As you go to those spaces, you're going to kind of rank up in that zone. There you go, Mike. Rank up in that zone. Once you get high enough in those ranks, you're going to flip over the number 2 spots and you'll get access to those. You can build houses on those locations. And then when people go to take those actions, you'll get like a little bit of commish as you do it. You're buying these, you're getting these cards that are going to kind of like power you up like an engine builder almost. And then you have those cards there, which give you these like abilities that you could use like one time, but then you could spend batteries so I could recharge them and do it again. And it was just a super enjoyable worker placement game that was like I don't want to say entry level because like there was like kind of like a bit going on, but I feel like this could definitely get more people into worker placement games.
Well, hell yeah.
Yeah, this was good.
Yeah.
I left this as an honorable mention, but this was a neat game.
Yep. I actually just punched mine, and because it was literally still in shrink until like a couple days ago, and then I punched it all and sorted it. So
Yeah, I like how you could put out the buildings and get
Yep.
bonuses
Dual-layer
if other people
boards.
use that spot. I like that mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
Tim,
Yeah.
what you got?
I'm really excited that you like this because I remember hearing about it for a while.
Googs had recommended it a while ago.
So anyways, so my worst game, I kind of am pulling a little trick here, but I don't care. It's my show. I do what I want. And this is the dynamic, right, of playing games multiple times. Worst game I played was probably the first round of Trickerous. I played with Andrew and Chris.
Yep.
So Andrew and Chris and I were very excited to play Trickerous. That's Chris Strain. Andrew, obviously I wanted to play with Andrew because Andrew loves trick-taking games.
Yep.
And he was very interested, very keen to play it, as was I. We played that first round and it was fine.
Mm-hmm.
And I say this legitimately because I don't think I really played any games I actively disliked at Origins. So we played this and it was totally fine. Like not amazing, but not great. But then we played 2 more rounds. Did we play 2 more or just 1 more?
We played 1 more game directly after.
But it actually went 2 hands because of the why it was so good. And like 3/4 of the way through the second out of 3 hands that we played, Andrew kept saying, and I'll never forget this, this is why this game got signed. This is why this game got signed. We started giving each other the side eye because, like, what are you going to play? Are you going to flip these? How many 5s have been played? So the really interesting thing about Trickerous is this is a Japanese import that got signed by Smirk and Dagger. And the suits are basically, what are they, 1 to 9?
Yeah,
the numbers.
Sun and Moon, right? So they're 2-sided cards.
Yeah, Sun and Moon, 2-sided cards, and they're 1 through 9. But the card itself is always going to total 10.
Yeah.
So if you have a 1 on the Sun side, it's going to be a 9 on the bottom of that card, which is the Moon side. And that's relevant because if somebody plays a 5, it flips all the cards from the Sun side to the Moon side or vice versa. The other thing is, as you're taking tricks, you are moving up to the next empty space on that little tracker there that is showing on the screen. If you get to the very top space, you touch the Sun and you drop down to the behind the first open space behind the last player.
Correct.
So that could be at the very bottom if you were like our second round, which we played, or it could be higher up if you're like the first and third rounds. But then the idea is after you get through all 13 cards or however many cards were dealt to us, you need to be the highest on that track at the end of the game. So it doesn't really matter how many tricks you take. It is when you take those tricks that really matter. And if you want to sell me on a trick-taking game, that is the timing of it. The timing is, for me, the secret sauce. Where you don't have to take a bunch of tricks, but when you do is so important. Because I believe Andrew wasn't taking like any tricks that second round, but then managed to like come way back. And then the third round of that game was insane. And I had no idea who was going to win it until the very end. And tons of tension. And I just Loved it. I loved it so much. It was such a good time. And I'm sure a small part of that was I just had great guys that I'm playing this game with. But that game really, really, really showed its true colors to me in that second and third round that we played, where you're just like, holy shit, this is super fun. And I don't know what's going to happen, but I hope to God I win because I'm playing like hell. And yeah, really good, really fun, and had a fantastic time playing it.
I love any trick-taking game where you're some of the time trying to take tricks and other times avoiding tricks to put in a spot, right? Shot and fraud is probably the best version
Yes,
of that.
that is the best version.
Some of those same vibes of that, like, at this point in time, I want to take tricks, but after I've taken 2 tricks, I'm like, I don't want to take any more tricks. So you got to time when you play certain cards, and no card is bad all the time.
Right.
There's no card that's never going to be helpful. It's just a matter of when you use them.
And how funny is it when the trick gets flipped, right?
Yeah.
All the cards get flipped, and now your suit is or is not trump, because that cuts both ways.
Yeah.
Because that cuts to the, now I'm going to make you win this trick, and you didn't want to win it. And that dynamic was just so good and so much fun and so interesting. Cannot wait to play this game more. This game will be a mainstay in my collection. Super fun, and had a fantastic time playing it.
All right. So I'm going to drop my worst game, and I have to be diplomatic about this. The worst game I played over the weekend was one of my prototypes, right?
Oh,
It was awful. It was bad. We stopped it halfway through, but I was sitting with Tam, who is one half of the design team. David and Tam, they did Crafting the Cosmos, some other games like that.
Yep.
And he's brilliant. And we workshopped a little bit. And sure enough, we came up with some solutions, and we started playing the same game the second time, and it worked. It worked all the ways it was supposed to work. It did all the things that a playtest is supposed to do, which is make the next iteration better than the first. And this game doesn't even have a name yet, but it's a bird watching roll and write that I've been working on that I think is going to be great. But this way, I'm also not throwing anybody else under the bus for saying they have a terrible game. So I'm throwing my own game under the bus, but it's now been improved. It's much better now. And the best game I played, I'm just going to gloss right through that and go right to the best game I played, is a game that is coming out in the fall again. This one has no BGG page. This one, as far as I know, none of you have played yet, because I played one of the first iterations of this one, and it's a game with a great pun. So I think you guys are going to love this game. It's going to be called Lawn and Order, and you can't look it up. I have to describe this one for you. But essentially, it is people in a neighborhood putting out tacky and wild decorations in their yard and trying to not have the HOA come down on them.
Hell yeah.
Push your luck game where as you play decorations down, the next HOA rule comes up and you see if it's against the stuff that you put on your lawn. It is a first-time designer. I don't even know his name. I apologize. But it's coming out by Grand Gamers Guild. And this is one of those games that, like, I am embarrassed to say that I did not design this, because a first-time designer created something so elegant and so impressive that this game is going to be a hit. This is probably the best push your luck game I've ever played.
Okay.
And it is that good.
Andrew,
it is that good.
Who is the designer? We must know. Please out them.
Gonna have to reach out and find out for another day. I will actually ask, but
I love push your luck games. Love them.
All right. I have messaged the publisher and see if he comes back before this thing is over. But yeah, it's Lawn and Order. It's going to be the kind of game where you like put down like a pink flamingo on behalf of West, right?
Yeah.
And then the HOA flips over and it's like, oh no, plastic is bad this round, but your flamingo has plastic on it, so it takes a hit. And you're trying to just break enough laws to get all your stuff out there, but you can't break so many laws that you bust.
Nice.
But you don't know what the next round is going to drop on you. And this game is amazing. It's just amazing.
Sounds fantastic.
And it needs to be on everybody's radar. And you need to go to Grand Gamers Guild and subscribe to their newsletter and make sure that you find out as soon as this game comes out, get a copy of it and be all over it. I have no doubts that you guys will be on the list at some point to get a copy of it, but as a first-time designer, this is the best push your luck game I've ever played. It beats it beats Flip 7. It is absolutely better than all those games.
Oh, and as a rule, you should follow Grand Gamers Guild because Kokeshi is amazing. That's a new one. I think Inferno definitely hit my top 20 all-time games.
Let alone Endeavor Deep Sea, one to Spiel des Jahres.
Yep, that's right. That's right. So Grand Gamers Guild, local small indie publisher. I still call them an indie publisher, even though they've got a pretty good presence. Yeah, man, they're always putting out good stuff. Mark Spector's got a great eye for talent. And the Fog, they've got the Fog, which is a really good game that not a lot of people play.
And
so,
since
all
you
right.
said they have a great eye for talent, one of my games is coming out and being announced later this year.
Well,
for their 10-year anniversary. So I'll just go ahead and plug myself a little bit there. One of my games is going to be coming out. And
all right. You heard it here. Again, just proves what I was saying, that I was right. Somebody tell my wife. I don't think she's listening. Okay, tell Bob. That's a good second.
Not sure if I should be flattered or weirded out that I'm second to your wife, but
Come on, man. You're my convention wife, I guess.
That's fair. We
share a room every time. Yeah.
How drunk are you?
Into bed.
Whether there's an extra bed or not, we share a bed.
All right. All right. On that note, Mike, what have you got to offer?
Thank you.
All right. So my least favorite game at Origins. Is it
Wine Cellar?
Is it on here? There it is. This will actually not be available until next year because it'll hit crowdfunding later this year.
Hipster pick.
It'll fulfill next year. But yeah, a game that's not out yet is the only one I didn't really like that much. And that is Kabuto Sumo Dice.
I had a feeling.
So I have not played the original Kabuto Sumo. I know that it is a dexterity game. And this one, this is okay. So this is what this reminds me of. In Squid Games, the guy that's recruiting people to get into the games, he's playing that like Japanese game where you throw a piece of paper down at the ground and you try to make the other person's thing flip over.
And then you get to slap them.
Yeah, that's what you're doing here, but with dice. You take a die, you throw it into the box, and you try to make the other person's like critter flip over so that this X is showing.
Okay.
Then they're vulnerable. They're vulnerable and can now be pinned. And a certain combination of dice in the box will pin you. Now, the thing is that you can it can be dice you've thrown in the box that suddenly pins you. You can pin yourself and be eliminated from the game. Now, it only takes like 5 to 10 minutes, so elimination isn't really an issue. But I get there's chaotic and luck-driven games that are fun for me. But this just felt very, very random. A good dice chuck can get the other person flipped over, great. But the die results inside of the box, extremely random, not super fulfilling. I didn't feel like I had a ton of agency. In fact, I was pretty good at flipping the other players over, and I pinned myself. So,
good job.
Yeah, I just didn't feel like I had a lot of agency in what I was doing. So
that usually goes over really well in board games.
Yep.
Yeah, just very far too much luck. My number one game that I played at Origins, it's not even close. No, I did not spend multiple days teaching this to people. But I came away from a full teach of this game without a doubt that this was the best game that I played, and that I'm backing it day one, all in, and we're talking about Whisperwood. It's
damn good, man.
This game is freaking good. I love that there's a lot going on in this game, and there's a lot that needs to be explained. But when I'm ready to play this again, I'm just going to jump right in. Like
Yeah.
the actions make so much sense. It's really intuitive. I didn't even use a player aid the entire game. And like after the initial teach, I had a couple questions in the first few turns, and like we're just cruising along. And there's like no downtime, which I thought was crazy considering there's a lot going on in the turn, but since like Orleans or Altiplano, everybody draws their chips and everybody simultaneously plans out their turn. And usually you're not really waiting a whole lot when you're done with that. When you get to the action part of a round, you've already got your turn planned out. So you already know what you're going to do. And so you're not waiting on people to figure that out. The turns were really fulfilling. I love the upgraded versions of the actions. And there is a shit ton of replayability in this box. There's different player abilities you can play. There's advanced variable player abilities you
Yeah.
can play. There's tons of Fey cards that I haven't even seen yet. There's
Yeah.
animal strategies I haven't tried. Every different terrain has a different track, and every track acts differently than the other one and focuses on different strategies. I love going up tracks. I love when tracks give me abilities and bonuses. This game does everything I want a bag builder to do, and I have no doubt that this is going to crush it like every other good cardboard alchemy game does. And I will happily back this the first day it's available at the most deluxe version of bits I can find, because this game is really, really good.
Bro, it really is. It really is. And Mike, I just want to second something, because we do blow you smoke sometimes where it's like, Mike, come on, man, you got to fast and sloppy.
Fast and sloppy, Mike.
Fast and sloppy, Mike. But you grokked this game so quickly. And I was really impressed with, honestly, how few questions you had, after the teach and the way that it went. And and to me, that is a testament to design. Um, the fact that it was that intuitive. This game is so freaking intuitive. I am really happy you had a good time playing it because I had a fantastic time teaching it. So that really makes me happy.
Yeah, it just makes sense. Like there's no complicated concepts in this game.
Mhm.
There's just a lot of different things to explain.
Mhm.
The best
Yep.
games are elegant and they explain themselves almost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just planning out a turn felt good, and just the way that you're able to interact with the board and kind of even sort of combo stuff together sometimes.
Yep.
It's got good ways to get rid of chips and cold chips out of your basic chips and get better chips, and really kind of pick the ones that are going to uh, help you get the actions of the strategy that you're going for. I love bag building games, and this just did everything I wanted.
Yeah, I'm really happy that you guys seem to be seeing what I saw when I was playing it, um, and running demos of it.
I've
So
already scored it. I've already uploaded all my photos so that they have more than just box art next time. I cannot wait for this game. I
Yeah.
cannot wait
Yeah.
for this game. I can't wait to play it again.
yeah, same.
Hardware Alchemy is doing an amazing job, and I love seeing Chris's name on this game. So I'm so glad to hear it's
Yeah.
amazing.
So not just
Yeah.
Chris, right? But Chris's wife as well. And this is really this was my first opportunity to kind of work with them at a booth. And yeah, awesome time. Great time. I'm not necessarily a Flamecraft guy. I don't have anything against it. I haven't played uh really Flamecraft, but there are other games, right? Like Dwellings and Andromeda's Edge. They're way more my style of game. And hell yeah. Yeah. Good stuff.
I did pick up their bougie collector's edition of Flamecraft Duels.
I did too. That was a day one purchase.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to play that one.
So
so it's not very often that we have a three-way crossover on anything. Like usually we'll swap things out when somebody steals a pick, but nobody was going to stop me from putting Whisperwood at 1 and talking about it. This
yeah,
game is just fantastic. I'm
it's worth
very
it.
excited for this. It's really good, and I can't wait for more people to see this.
Yeah, it's worth it. It's worth talking about more.
So before we go, we got some honorable mentions to drop out here, right? Like, I mean,
oh yeah,
especially at a convention like this, there's a chance to demo things but not actually play them. So I got to ask, what are some of the things you demoed that you didn't get a chance to play, but you're looking forward to playing a full version at some point?
Well, I didn't really demo anything, but my buddy did pick up Crits and Tricks. Nice. And we played through like a hand or two of that before we ran out of time for other people showing up. But that was really interesting. You like get like a hand of I think it's like 6 or 8 cards, 8 cards, and then you roll a set of polyhedral dice behind a screen, and like D&D does, right? D4, D6, D8, D10. And then when you play a card, that's going to denote the suit that you're leading, and then you're going to assign a number to it. But then certain types of suits like different things, like the Berserker wants to be the highest number, the Rogue wants to be low, the Wizard wants to be closest to 5, things like that. And then since you have 8 cards, but you're only dealing 6 tricks, you have 2 opportunities to play a card from your hand for, let's like special ability to let you like re-roll stuff or pip a dice up or down, things like that. Swap a die with a die you've already played. And that was super interesting. I mean, I'm be curious to actually try a whole game and see how it finishes out and whatnot. But yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, I'm going to be the hipster who said I play tested that one with my buddy Pete Wissinger, who also, by the way, has an amazing podcast called Decision Space.
Hell yeah.
Someone else to listen to. That's a phenomenal podcast where they literally break down the different thought process behind different games. And that one, Crits and Tricks, is great. And that's Inside Up Games, who is also killing it with some amazing games came out recently, like Earth and like the big roll and write they have. That's the concert one. I can't think of the name right now. I'm drawing a blank, but they got some really nice ones. Good night, Tony.
Nice.
Later, Tony.
Later, Tony. Okay, so let's see some honorable mentions. I've got to go with Chris Couch Games. I did buy Holiday Hills from him. I cannot wait to play it.
It looks
also,
amazing.
Yeah, it does. Also, just like an A+ dude. So, support people you want to see around in the hobby, right? Chris is definitely one of those guys. Chris Eastridge, right? Like we played Dragon Scrolls. I still freaking love Dragon Scrolls. Had a great time. That might have been the first actual board game we played at the con because Bob and I were playing Magic. And I believe Andrew and somebody else played Dragon Scrolls with us.
Yeah.
Pretty early on. Oh, it was your friend. Was it Travis? What was his name?
I rolled up with Chris.
Chris Strain?
Yeah.
Maybe it was Chris that played it. Somebody. Anyways, whatever. But we played Dragon Scrolls. I still love that game. Obviously, Chris Eastridge has Parks and Potions. He's got Grandstand that's coming out. He's got Loom. He's got a game that I cannot remember exactly how to pronounce it, but it's got amazing artwork and sort of like an Afro, centric theme, which is super cool. I have to say Tumbling Dice. Tumbling Dice we did play, and I love it, but I love it because of the people I play it with and the way that game goes down every time. And then the last one I'll talk about was a game I didn't get to play, but I did buy, and it wasn't available because they sold out, which God love them. That's really hard to do for an independent publisher. And that was Dracula's Purse.
Oh, okay.
From Retrofit Games, I believe is the company. They're out of Texas. But I met that dude. The game looks super cool, has amazing box art. I remember it when it was on Kickstarter. But it just kind of, sometimes you're like, hey, that's a Tim game, or that's an Andrew game, or that's a Bob game, right? Like, I'm looking at this and I'm like, this looks like a fucking Tim game. I'm ready to go. So I went ahead and purchased it. It's going to get shipped to my house. I cannot wait to play it.
Very nice. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to see that one. So one of the things I try to do is I try to demo a ton of things, because even though I can't sit down and play a whole thing, I want to keep my repertoire of understanding what's already out there and look for new mechanisms or new thought processes, or trying to inspire myself in some of my designs, right? So a couple of them that I really liked the demo for, though, Kokeshi, one of those looks amazing.
Kokeshi's so good. Love it.
Yeah, I really want to play one of those. I just didn't get a chance over the weekend. That looks great.
Really good game.
Did you guys hear about Falling from Capstone Games?
I don't think I did.
It's one of those ones under the radar. But this one is very interesting. It's a kind of like post-apocalyptic world where there's a tower and it's constantly falling, and you are moving up the tower to get resources as it's falling down, and it kind of becomes this endless chain of events. You're like on a treadmill going up the tower, but you're also spending steam, and you're spending different resources to set up buildings, and then the buildings fall off the tower and they come back to you. And when they come back to you, you get different resources back. It is very much an abstract worker placement game with a treadmill mechanism.
Nice.
But it's really clever in the resource management as things change from round to round. Really kind of cool. Doing some fun things with there. Also, Rolling Deep by Peter C. Haywood and Brightwood Games, or Bitewing Games. This is basically taking what Balatro does and making a dice game, board game version that's solo, and it's spectacular. It is 3 big chunky dice that you can pop the face off and add a new face as you dive deeper.
I'm already in.
Constantly reworking the engine and modifying things and changing things and comboing things. Just a brilliant design. I only played a quick round of it, but man, I was like, oh, I want to play more of this game. That looks amazing.
Currently on Kickstarter.
Yeah, definitely check that one out. Also, for those people who want a little family-friendly, easy-to-play game, you guys check out this game called Cat Earth.
Dude, that game looked hilarious. I was looking at that game.
Cute. It's basically, there's a giant cat on the earth, and there's little houses, and your goal is to move the cat in a way that knocks the houses off the side of the board. That's literally it. It's a tactical movement-based game where things are getting trees are in the way. You can't move the trees, so you got to go around the trees, but you want to run into the other guy's house and knock them off the board. Definitely a good production, really nice, graphics and looking things, but yet super easy to play. This looks like the kind of kids game that doesn't suck. I want to play.
Yeah. Super cute. Looks fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
And it does prove my flat Earth thesis. So.
Oh, well, that helps, I guess, Bob. All right.
Oh, shit. That's so good.
So Tim and I, we love trick-taking games. And
yes, sir.
My friend Chris High has had a side project for years, but now he's putting all his effort into it. It's Valor Mountain Games. He's got 3 new trick-taking games coming out in the next year. He's investing in himself, and these are awesome. I can only tell you the gist. I can't tell you more than that. But the first one is Franciscan Diamond, which is an 18-card trick-taking social deduction game where you don't know what you're doing to the start, but things start to make sense as you go, and you play multiple rounds and you figure it out as you go. It's opaque and really interesting. It's called Franciscan Diamond. That one, be on the lookout for that one. I have never seen a game so tight with 18 cards. Really and truly very, very clever. Also a game called Super Collider, which is my friends over at Durl Games. They made the game Fuego for trick-taking lovers. This is their new game. This is a game of, I'm just going to say this, adjacency adjustments. So you're playing cards down next to each other, and the cards next to each other affect the cards they're playing. Just a really cool, interesting, not quite tile laying because it's still trick taking, but just really interesting 3D aspect of things, right? I did a demo of that one. I can't wait to play the full version of that one. And then the one that's the easiest to play, but I think the most clever, is a game called Growing Groves. Now, those who like my games, I like games where the unchosen resource dictates the value.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of those. So in this game, you're playing a trick take game. It's a must follow. But if somebody throws off, the suit they throw off instantly gains more value. And so you're trying to take tricks that have the most value, but you have to force somebody to throw off in order to make those values go up there. And the person who throws off gets to choose what value goes up. So really, really cool game. There's 3 highly highly anticipated by me Valor Mountain games coming out soon on Kickstarter.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
What about you, Mike?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I was waiting on your segue, actually.
Gotta keep it rolling. Gotta keep it moving.
That's right.
All right. So one that was talked about a lot in especially in a lot of pre-origin shows I saw was Torchlit. And I got a chance to play that. It's a trick-taking game from All Play. This is interesting because you've got a hand of cards and you're doing trick-taking. You're going to start by placing a bid. That is one of the cards that's in your hand, face down. That's how many tricks you think you might take. Every time you take a trick, you're going to move up this track. It's got a number for each trick. So I believe 7 is the most tricks you can take in a round. And every time you take a trick, you move up. Whoever plays the lowest card gets to take one of the cards in the trick and put it underneath the number of the track. So if they take a 3, they're going to put it underneath the 3. Every card that is underneath the 3, if you land on that, if you finish the round on that spot by taking 3 tricks, you score every card that is underneath it. So there's this unique, yes, I want to get my bid, and yes, I want to end up in certain spots on this track, but I also need to lose some tricks so that I can be the one placing the cards out onto the track so I can score points off of where I end up. I found that was really clever. So Torchlit from All Play, definitely want to check out. I did get a chance.
Mike, before you move to the next one, real quick, I gotta say this. If you want to try out Torchlit, it's available on Trickster's Table to play. So you can go to the app, Trickster's Table, and you can play Torchlit on there for free right now. And while you're doing that, you could also play 3 Tricky Pigs on Trickster's Table for free if you wanted to play both of those and check them out. So great pick, Mike. Excellent job.
Wow.
Now, Andrew, what's your favorite one of those? If you're going to play one, which one?
On Trickster's Table, or? I'm
just teasing. I'm just.
Well, I mean, I like mine. But
okay.
I'm a geek for Yokai Septet is one of my favorite trick-taking games of all time. That's also available to play on Trickster's Table. I'll pull that one up so you can take a look. I got off of it too soon. Yokai Septet is probably one of my favorite games. They have a 2-player game and a 4-player game. The 4-player game is vastly superior. But Yokai Septet is one of my favorite trick-taking games of all time. That one is a game where it only matters if you take the 7. That's it. You're playing the game only to take 7s, but the suits are in tiers. So the first suit is 1 through 7. The second suit is 2 through 8. The third is 3 through 9, 4 through 10, and so on. So in some suits, it's easy to take the 7. Other suits, it's very hard. And that game is brilliant. Anyway, Mike, back to you.
So some of the other honorables I had were mentioned, like French Toast was really fun. I did enjoy Natera the beginning. But I found, because of Andrew, I found this really interesting system where they're called deckhand games.
Oh,
and
yeah.
These deckhand games are where he had a design competition for designers to submit 18 cards that you would add to a standard deck of cards that makes a completely unique game. And I got a chance to sit down for Boil and Bubble. And Boil and Bubble is this unique bidding game. So everybody takes a suit. And at the beginning of your turn, you're going to tuck a card underneath your cauldron. Then you're going to bid on scoring cards. And the cards that win these bids are not always obvious. Sometimes it's a specific number or odds only or evens only. So the bidding is interesting. But whoever wins the bid for the scoring cards adds that to their scoring tableau. Every card that you've talked at the beginning of every turn scores on the cards that you've been bidding on for the entire game. I found that really, really clever. Not only the fact that I smoked you guys,
Oh,
but
you
I
did.
just really enjoyed. I got really lucky on some of those bids because it's a it's a jinx bidding system. So if two
Mhm.
people play the winning bid, the next card wins. And you guys both kept playing the high card, and I would just take it at a default in this when we
In
were
a
playing a
three-player
three-player.
game, if two people are knocked out, the person who's the lowest bid
Yeah.
basically wins it. So there's a lot of chaos there, but it's also that above the table. What do I think you're going to play? What do I try to play to counteract that? Because you want to try to be. This is really clever.
There was some of like me figuring out if you guys were going to play the high card and just playing whatever and hoping I'd get them. But there's 4 of these things, and that was just one of them. Andrew,
That
you
one,
played a couple of these too, correct?
yeah, I like the Pago Posse one. That one is essentially a recipe fulfillment with poker cards and a rondel where you're moving around, collecting the cards you need to put together a poker hand while racing other people to try to finish those contracts. That's a really cool one. I like that one. And then one of my co-designers, Kristen Mott, did the spy one, which broke my brain. Like 18 cards caused me to not understand that game fully. And although I was playing it, I was losing badly because I didn't get it. That's the kind of game where I think I need to play that 3 or 4 times to get good at. And that's cool. It's a multi-location social deduction game.
Nice.
And then there's a 4th one, and all you need is a deck of cards for these.
That one is like almost a silver and gold kind of Tetris-y playing one where you're using cards to get the different cards to then kind of cross off different spaces. Very cool.
Yeah, so again, 18 card deck added to a standard deck of cards, and you have 4 completely different games from each other. And the one I played, I was really impressed with, so I can't wait to try the rest.
And he's got 3 more in development right now, so they'll be coming out with more soon. I think this is going to be one of those ones that ends up being a gigantic line of games that are just so easy to produce, so easy to make, and just you can take those little packs and a deck of cards with you on vacation, and if you have enough of them, that could be your entire repertoire for vacation.
Dudes like that, I'm like, save some talent for everybody else. Jeez Louise.
But he's bringing on all these designers to each make a game. Like each of those is done by a different designer. So it could be like one of those things that ends up being like the author's, almanac of all the people from like that year.
Oh, sure.
Would be kind of cool.
Yeah, these are the same, not the same publisher, but the same manufacturer that's making the holiday hijinks. So similar box style and everything there. So, yeah, really, really well done. I'm interested to see the rest.
Yeah,
and thank you, Andrew, for yelling at me because I was literally just walking to the open game hall, and Andrew's like, "Mike, come sit down." And then
at that point, led to this. 3 of them, and I was like, before we play the 4th, I'm going to get somebody else over here because that one, the boil and bubble one, doesn't play 2 players. You need to have at least a third. And then once I saw you, I was like, that's a perfect fit. Come and sit down and kick our asses.
Yeah,
game place.
I'm really glad you did. They these definitely need more people talking about them, and I'm excited to see what these others do.
Well, and again, right? Like that's why it's awesome to have these friends, because they're going to drag you into these games you didn't even know you'd love.
Right.
Dragging me into games, yelling at me, stealing my segues.
Do you want to give a rundown real quick of our top 5s?
You got it, Mike. Deckhand, aka Mighty Acorn Games out of Toronto. So he knows all the people we know from Toronto.
That's true.
Nice.
All the people.
Yeah, why don't you start us off?
All right, real quick. We got number 5, Raw and Right. Number 4, Got 5. Number 3, Whisperwood. Number 2, Estate, and number 1 was Natera, A New Beginning.
Okay, so my number 5 was Money. It's a gas. Number 4, Pet Quartet. Number 3, Got 5. Number 2, Whisperwood. And number 1 was Trickerous.
All right. And my number 5 was Bunny Kingdom Town. Then La Plateau from Brown Castle Games. Then Crokinole Billiards, also from Brown Castle Games. Then I had Grandstand coming out from Moon Saga Workshop, coming soon. And then coming a little further down the line, but still coming soon, is Lawn and Order, a great pun, push your luck game evolving HOAs by Grand Gamers Guild.
All right, my number 5 was Imps. Number 4, Loot with 2 O's. Number 3, Galileo Galilei. Number 2, Locust. And number 1, Whisperwood.
All right,
There you
so
go.
in the chat, feel free to drop out who won the top 5 games of
That's
Origin.
right.
Ones were the ones you'd rather play if you were stuck playing only the 5 on one of our lists.
There you go. I like that, Andrew, quite a
Yeah.
bit.
And why is it a
Um,
win?
Let me just say again, though, thank you, Andrew, for coming on and doing this with us. Really,
Definitely.
really interesting origins, with like all the changes and everything.
Yeah.
But origins in any of these big conventions is just such a great reminder of how lucky we are to get to do what we do. As far as like hang out with guys like you, and we get to call you our friends because of these relationships we built. But I'm going to just tell everybody out there watching, like, these guys are awesome. Hang out with them, reach out to them. They want you to play their games. They want to spend time with you. Very few of them will big time you. Most of them want to hang out with you. Anybody worth their salt actually wants to know what you think.
Absolutely. But also, this also showcases how different everyone's different experiences is, right? Like
That's
someone
true.
who goes, even from the same car, could have a totally different convention if they don't choose to overlap. You
That's
could
true.
go and have incredibly different experience than anybody else. And I would recommend trying that. Just go find out what kind of experience you're going to have.
Yeah.
And don't necessarily tie yourself to your buddy. Overlap a little, but go and explore.
Check. Yeah. Find something new. Challenge it. Challenge yourselves, right? Get out of your comfort zone. Yeah, well said, sir. That's great. Well, despite even all the ups and downs, Origins was amazing. I'm so glad that I got to be there and spend the time with everybody that I did. So anybody that took even a few minutes of their day to either say hi, hang out, visit. The random dude that said to Bob and I, Board Game Rundown in the hallway on Wednesday.
Who were you? Put a comment down. But
Who
hello.
were you? Leave a comment. I'm really sorry if I wasn't trying to figure out my badge situation. I would have totally harassed you and been like, how do you know us? What do you like? Who's your favorite host?
Right.
No, but any of that, I apologize that I did not really stop to engage with you for that. So, but yeah, man, what an awesome time. And we're really lucky. We're so lucky to get to do what we do. And I just appreciate all of you very much, present company included. So yeah, great times. You guys got anything else?
No, even there's never a bad time to go to a convention. Like I've never had a convention time where I regretted going, right? Like so, and I've now been to like 15, 16 different conventions. None of them are bad.
Yeah. I want to try to make it to more. It's just time off and cost. Evan was trying to get me to go to BGG Con. I said, find me someone who's going to pay me and give me a badge in a room, and I'll get the time.
There.
Yeah. Got to learn how to be a kick-ass game teacher like me, Bobby, and you can.
Hey, listen, if you are interested in doing that kind of thing, by the way, I'll give a little shout out to my buddy Brandon, who runs Con Horde. If you want to learn how to demo games and you're willing to go to conventions, he has a job for you. He will help you get good at it, and you will forever have a spot at conventions if you want to do that.
There you go. There you go.
It's tempting.
Tempting.
The problem is,
I mean-
then you're working the whole convention. You don't get.
Hey,
to
listen,
enjoy it as
I
much.
didn't say there wasn't push and pull, but if
Hey.
you have to not go versus go and get,
Right,
day or
that's
two
true.
a
As long
week,
as I get some
great.
free time, like it's nice to get like one whole day off, but I know that can be hard to do. But
you
as long
always
as I
have the time when the convention hall is closed, right? You always have that time. And that time is when kind of the really cool stuff happens anyway.
Yeah. So like, I mean, I will testify to that, right? Like I worked the whole con. I worked a lot, and I worked a lot more than I thought I wanted to. I found the convention very rewarding.
Mm-hmm.
Despite having a different experience than what I thought I wanted when I started. So yeah, I agree with that statement. You'd be surprised. Leave yourself open to it. Yeah, had a great time. Great time. So, but yeah,
Sweet.
you guys are the best. Andrew, thank you for being willing to come on and do this recap show with us. Because you never know, like, right? We want to be nice. We want to be friendly and generous to the people that we spent time with, and their games they played. It's hard to get games made, and I think it's important to be aware of that. So while we talk about the worst games we played, Andrew, go easy on yourself, bro. You're cranking out a lot of prototypes, man, but and they're not all going to be bangers immediately, but I'm glad you were open to some commentary to get that game to where it needed to be. So good job.
Yeah. And I will also throw this out real quickly. You guys are a pleasure to hang out with. You are not highfalutin. You are not big time people. In fact, you are looking forward to anybody recognizing you at any time. You're so desperate for people to actually recognize you that you are willing to do whatever it takes to ingratiate yourself with anybody
it takes.
walking around. Sometimes I saw you accost people just because they were walking by. Hey, do you want to play a game? And they were like, thanks anyway. No. But that's okay. Doing this is great for our hobby. So thank you for doing the good work.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Andrew understood the assignment. Thank you, sir. Yeah, we thirsty. That's all right. That's all right. No, it's a great time. I'm just grateful that we get a platform to talk about it. So yeah, hell yeah. Awesome. Andrew, thank you for not just being a friend of the show, but being a personal friend of ours. You're the best, man.
My pleasure, guys.
Mike and Bobby, you guys got anything before we sign off?
No, I was just waiting on Andrew to sign us off.
And that wraps up the week here on the Board Game Rundown. I've been Andrew.
I was Mike.
I was Bob.
I was Tim. Thank you guys for watching. Best show ever. We'll see you next time.
Do you like to party?
I do like to party.
I also like to party.
I like to party.
A 7.3.
This is a great party.
Repeating.
We should party more often.
I do like to party.
Okay.
I also like to party. I also like to party.
I like to party. I like to party.
We should party more often.
Okay.
This is a great party.
Okay.